What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Seconds Out. Oh, no. Wait, I think it might have went. Welcome back to Seconds Out. I think it's still going. It's the best show on the internet, Seconds Out. I'm joined by Mini Millz. How's it going?
Hey, what's going on, world out there? Welcome on into this December show we got going for you on this Wild Wednesday. As you see, you're now tuned into Seconds Out. Don't worry about those other MMA shows. Pub Sports Radio, we're the best out. MMA Locker Room right here. I got my boy Lenny, MMA Unhinged right there. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Oh man, I'm doing great, man. Can't complain. Feeling a little Christmassy and everything like that, as you can see, with the background and everything like that. But I like to do a time chat and everything like that. So right now, it's 5 o'clock here, Long Beach, California. What time is it right now? Where you at, mate?
It's currently 10 past 1 in the morning.
Wow, man. Dedicated, man. So here we go, man. I mean, we got the last UFC card coming up of the year. We just had a banger event last week. Definitely got some fights to talk about that surprised a lot of people from last week. So, I mean, let's just get into it real quick, man. UFC came and went. UFC 256. I think it was everything that I thought it was going to be. The main event was definitely led up to the hype. Deiveson Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno. I mean, that was just a war right there. Ended up in a draw. A lot of people had money on Figueiredo. I did myself in my parlays. I also had him inside the distance, so I wasn't able to hit on that. But, I mean, I was okay with it because that right there, to me, that was a fight that was one of the better fights to end out the year, right?
Oh, yeah, 100% as well. And nobody expected it as well. To come out of flyweights, this division this time last year, the flyweights were in jeopardy. This is the division that was going to get cut from the UFC. Dana White didn't like them, and now look at them. Their main event in 2 pay-per-views in a row. Deiveson Figueiredo, Henry Cejudo. They've kind of rejuvenated this division and made it to like a division that everyone likes to watch now. These 2 men right here put on absolute war for us and this fight, and it was a great fight, back and forth. Figueiredo catching him with them counters, and Brandon Moreno catched him with them beautiful counters. And Figueiredo just had that power, that relentless pressure, just kept coming forward, and it was just a brilliant fight for both men. And I just can't wait to see it get run back in 2020 already. 2021. I'm excited to see it happen again, and it's just happened. I just want to see him fight next week.
Hey man, speaking about it, I mean, seems like they might even just fight next week. I mean, they just fought like in 3 weeks, So I mean, yeah, it definitely lived up to the hype, though. I mean, definitely can't wait for part 2 of that right there. Cody Garbrandt is not needed for the division. Everybody thought Cody Garbrandt was the name that they needed, to bring some hype into the division. But hey, and another name too, Henry Cejudo. They don't need you right now. The division is moving on, and you got some young, talented young blood in there. That was definitely let me ask you about this. Let me ask you about the results. Do you agree with the results?
I think a draw was fair. I think a draw was really fair. I think it was either 3-1 Moreno or it was the draw.
Got it. So real quick, we'll just go over some of the fights that was also on the card and everything like that. Some of the fights that was, a little bit entertaining, worth mentioning. I mean, the first fight of the night, Chase Hooper versus Barrett. That fight right there. I mean, Barrett had it in his pocket, literally in his back pocket, and Hooper out of nowhere pulls off that. I don't even know how you pronounce that roll, but man, did he pull that off, man, within the last little 3 minutes of the round too.
Yeah, literally he threw a Hail Mary heel hook and it pulled off. And it was one of his most spectacular comebacks. Well, even not a comeback. If you look at the striking stats, Hooper was outlanding him. But I thought he was 2-0 down, came out with that submission, and he got the sub, got the tap, and it was a brilliant submission win. A good way to start the night as well. Submission win. Everyone likes to finish at the start of the night, and it was absolutely incredible way. Chase Hooper, returns back to winning ways after that loss to who did he lose to in his last fight? Alex Caceres, his last fight where he got outpointed, outstruck. This fight returns back to the win column. Glad to see him. He's back on track.
Yeah, man, he lived up. Well, he had everybody shitting in the bed too for that parlay, because a lot of people put him in the parlay with those heavy numbers. But man, yeah, it's definitely a way for him to bounce back in there. Then what about this fight right here? I mean, the Tisha Torres fight. The lady just quit after the first round after the doctor looked into her eyes. The doctor looked into her eyes, and I guess she said like she can't see her and something like that. But was it a way out? We'll never know. Wasn't even worth mentioning too much. But I mean, Tisha Torres looked great. One fight that was definitely worth mentioning though, Galvin Tucker came to play versus Billy Q. This fight right here, I mean, it took me by storm. I definitely had I had to pick wrong. I was definitely all on Billy Q on this fight, man. Lost a lot of money in the fight, everything like that too. That was my one play that I had 2 units on for the day. Galvin Tucker though, he looked superior out there. He looked like a tank out there, throwing combos, looking clean, looking crisp. I mean, what did you think about that fight right there?
Yeah, a lot of people thought Billy Q was going to go into this fight, get another win, then maybe look forward into the division, get a top 10, get a top 15 opponent next. But, Gavin Tucker came into bang, and he looked really good. And he said there, his beautiful combination set up perfectly throughout the whole fight and just outpointed Billy Q on the feet. I think it was a unanimous decision, 30-27, 30-27 on all boards, which is absolutely incredible. Outstruck him. Actually, I was looking at that here on ESPN, Billy Q outstruck Gavin Tucker. It was a bit surprising, but I think Gavin Tucker did win that fight 3-0, wow. And I think it was a great performance from Gavin Tucker that night.
Easy, yeah. I mean, it was a one-sided fight. Real quick, man, I forgot, man. I gotta shout out some of the livest people in the chat crew right now, man. Let me give some shout out to the first viewer that we had in there. Rex Lee was in there before the show started. Shout out Rex Lee, I see you in there. We got Nevro in there in the building. I see you. Valerie Marcel, I see you. Just my 2 cents, man. Hope you're doing well out there. Alex Ramirez out there in the chat as well. Let's see who else we got. Yeah, man. We got a few other people. We got Tom and Tom Racing. Shout out, man. Tuned in the seconds out right here. Everybody hit that like button, hit that share button. Yeah, we're just getting it started a little bit early. We usually start at an hour later at this time. But, we're trying to kick things off a little bit early right now. So shout out to everybody out there in this little, in the whole little chat crew that we got going right there, man. Yeah, so, I mean, that fight definitely took us for storm, though, man. The thing was this. I don't feel that bad because everybody had it wrong. When I mean everybody had Billy Q, I mean everybody had Billy Q. I mean, if you were one of those cappers or anybody out there that had Galvin Tucker, shout out to you because, the whole books, everybody got it wrong. Speaking of a fight I didn't get wrong that we were blessed with, I want to say damn near, first round fight of the night. What did you think about the Moicano versus Fiziev fight?
This was my fight to report on the night. I got gifted with this fight, and I thought it was one of the best fights that we had on this event. These two, stylistically, was a great matchup. Moicano is looking good on his feet recently, but in here, he was kind of catching Rafael with a few shots in the center. He was catching him with some big left hands, some huge, some good jabs. But Rafael, man, if you stand with him, you're setting yourself up for a trap. He's a Muay Thai practitioner. He knows what he's doing on the feet. He's going to set you up, trap you, counter you with that huge left hand that he landed and dropped him, and finished the fight. Absolutely beautiful from Rafael. I'd like to get him to, he just beat Moicano, whose losses was to Jose Aldo, Chansung Jong, the Korean Zombie, who has some really good losses. And now Rafael finished him, and it's a really good win for him. I hope to see him move on into the division, get a good name in the division.
All right, well, let's speak about it real quick. Give me a good name out there. I'll give you a minute to ponder on one, as I speak about the fight. Yeah, so, I mean, it was everything that I thought, man. I remember that fight vividly. I think I was even calling that one on Pub Sports Radio. Shout out to Pub Sports Radio, man. We had over like 17,000 viewers out there last Saturday. What'd you say? Yeah, 17,000 viewers out there last Saturday. But, yeah, man, that fight right there, it was explosive. I mean, Moicano looked nice out there boxing, crisp boxing, everything like that. But Fiziev, it was just a fight back and forth. No man was letting down. It seemed like both of them was coming to fight to win. none of them wanted to go to the decision on there. So I definitely had that play right on my board. So I hit that on there on my Bet Your Lunch Money segment. Hit that Rafael Fiziev for -135. Got to be able to cash in on that play. Yeah, I'm glad that they put it on the prelims too, because a lot of people were mad that they took it off the main card and they put it on the prelims. But I mean, that was the perfect replacement to put it on the prelims. So now, since you had a minute to transport in time, you know, who do you think Fiziev should face next? We got Zabel we got Zabel real quick before you throw this one out there. I don't want you to steal Zabel's comment. Zabel says Fiziev versus Raging Al is the fight.
Yeah, that's a great fight. Number 10 ranked Raging Al, Quinta in the lightweight rankings. You know, that's a really good fight. But I also like the Gregor Gillespie fight. I think that's a good fight stylistically. You know, Gregor Gillespie.
Gillespie has a fight already announced with Brad Riddle.
I thought that was in the works. It wasn't like official yet.
Well, I mean, it's technically official with the date of February 13th. So, you know, if you want to say, you know, it's pretty much it's in the works. Not official.
Then he's booked. If it comes official, then he's booked. If it's in the works, then we'll rule him out. So as you said there, I feel like a fight between him and Beneil Dariush, that would be an absolute banger. Or someone like Drew Dober, but I think them two.
Dariush has the fight up too. Come on, Lenny, I'm not letting you off like this. Come on now.
Beneil Dariush is booked with was it Pereira or was it Drew Dober?
Drew Dober.
Yeah, that's a banger fight.
Is it Dober? No, it's somebody. I know he's fighting somebody. We went over it. I forgot who it is.
I think I got Dober in my head. I'm not too sure.
God damn, I hope not, man, because I like both of them, man. I don't want to see none of them lose. Anyway,
I think as you said there, Raging Al was probably the best option for him. Not booked, or even Kevin Lee. He hasn't got booked, but I don't think he's returning anytime soon.
Yeah, Kevin Lee, man, he's over there doing that surgery stuff, tattooing stuff. Who knows what's going on with that guy, man? What do you fight at? What weight class if you have his life together, man? But yeah, man, that'd be a good fight. Zabel right there. Shout out, Raging Al. And then you think about it, Raging Al hasn't had a fight in a long time, you know? So, I mean, a lot of people is going to want that ranking. A lot of people is going to want that spot. So that'd be a good fight right there, man. Hey, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Everybody out there, man. Shout out to everybody just hopping in the chat right now, man. I see everybody hopping in. You got Zabel hopping in the building. You got Masio, Big Boston, Johnny Cardone, the one and only. You got Boston Nick hopping in there. Geoff Slaughter, the one and only, the man, the owner, half a talking hands himself. Shout out to everybody, man, checking out the show tonight on this Wednesday night. Yeah, so I mean that.
Beneil Dariush, he was meant to take on Diego Ferreira. He's going to take on Diego Ferreira in 2021, February 6th, on the UFC Overeem versus Volkov card. And who I fought, Drew Dober, he was meant to be taken on, if I'm correct, hold on, give me 10 seconds to be precise. He was meant to take on Diego Ferreira, and then they swapped it around, and now Beneil Dariush to take on Diego Ferreira. Got it. Yeah, see, I'm all on Benny all day on that. I think it's been rumored as well. Drew Dober fighting Islam Makhachev at UFC 259.
That's what it was. Makhachev Islam. Yeah. Yes. There we go. Yeah. We brought that out last week. There we go. Yeah. So I mean, this fight right here. What about this one? I mean, SoCal gangster himself, Cub Swanson. You know, came back for the business, man. I mean, he looked good in there, you know. Now in the whole fight, you know, he came in the underdog. I definitely got that play wrong. I was on Pineda in that fight, but Cub Swanson came in there rejuvenated. You know, I should have known something was up right before he got into the ring. He just gave that. I was like, damn, okay. I haven't seen that at a Cub in a long time. I just haven't seen it, period. You know, so I was like, okay, you know, he seems a little amped up, and then he did it like right before the fight started again. And yeah, man, he came out ready to roll. I mean, he looked good in there, man. Pieced him up, got the win in there. So he was on his way out of the UFC with the loss, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. A great point there. He might have been out of the way of UFC, especially how the UFC acting right now. A lot of people are getting cut from the UFC. A lot of fighters. We're seeing really good fighters, talented fighters getting cut from the UFC. And I feel like he just saved his job, maybe. You know, two wins in a row. You know, he just beaten Daniel Pineda, who was picking up some steam that win over Herbert Burns was absolutely incredible. An impressive win over such a talented guy, and to finish him on the ground by submission, I believe as well. That's an even more impressive win. And Daniel Pineda looks really good at the moment in the UFC. Cub Swanson went on there, put on a clinic, hit him with that huge left hand, dropped him, and he was out. And the referee stopped it, and that was a great stoppage in my opinion.
Man, hell yeah. I mean, yeah, that was a great stoppage, man. Great stoppage on there. And then so that was the main fight on the prelims. And then we had the big boys to start off the main card, man. Go ahead, man. Kick off this one, man. What do you remember about the Ciryl Gane and Santos fight?
In my opinion, I think this is the last time we see JDS in the UFC. I think he's getting cut. I think you mentioned it last week. I think he's going to get cut if he loses. And I think, unfortunately, we're going to see JDS get cut. With all the fighters that are getting cut recently, I think JDS just ain't going to make it, you know. He's old, you know. I think he's 4 on the back now, losses, which is not very good. You know, not looking good in his career, not going in the right direction. Just lost against a really good prospect in Ciryl Gane. Finished him on the feet. I think it's 3 TKO losses in a row for JDS. Just not really looking good. He's going to get cut from the UFC, I believe. Unless they give him one more fight, you know, someone who's up and coming, I don't know. But I want to see him get cut. I don't want to see him fight in the UFC no more. I want to see him in the Bellator, in somewhere promotion like that. But Ciryl Gane, on the other hand, looked really good on the feet. You know, a guy that has got really good kickboxing, and he trains with Ngannou, man. This guy's a beast. And you see him on the feet. He stopped him, moved up to number 7 in the heavyweight division. You know, he said before he got to the UFC that he would never fight Francis Ngannou because they're teammates. But he said last week that if they got matched up, he would fight him.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's real awkward. That makes training real awkward these next couple of months while you're getting ready for your opponent and stuff. You know, you're looking around like, oh man, I'd rather not even have you in the gym while I'm sparring now, you know. Yeah, that would be something. You know, that would be something. I mean, but that's jumping ahead a little bit, you know. Let's see. So he moved up to number 7 now?
7, yeah.
So who's ranked number 5th, you know, 5th and 4th, or, you know, even 8th, just so I could know some names, you know, that's right around there with them. But on there, so I mean, Ciryl Gane in the first round, you know, didn't look too explosive in there, you know, looked light on his feet. I liked what I seen. You know, he's not going to go in there and gas himself out. But in that second round, you know, he just became a little bit more alive in there. JDS, I believe he was trying to say something to him at the end of the fight, like he hit him at the back of the head. But, I mean, it don't matter, man. If he hit you in the back of the head, that's because your head was there to be hit. And, you know, it just wasn't a good look for JDS, man. But it was a good look for my bank account with my Bet Your Lunch Money segment, because I had gone inside the distance at minus 145. So got to cash in on that prop right there as well, too. So go ahead. Who else is there, like, around fifth heavyweight?
I mean, a lot of people have been matching up with Rosenstrike. That's a really good fight on the feet. But there's a lot of people have been saying maybe Overeem Volkov, the winner of that would be a good fight. Overeem would be a good test for him as well.
Ooh, Overeem would be a beautiful text. Two highly striking strikers, kickboxers, Muay Thai fighters too at that. Yeah, man, that would be a real nice name to get under your belt too after you just get the JDS under your belt too.
Yeah, JDS just dropped down to number 10 in the heavyweight division. It's just not looking good for him at the moment. I think it wouldn't surprise me in the next few weeks. Maybe after the new year, we see his name get cut from the UFC.
All right, man. What about this fight right here, man? Let's just say, man, fighter of the year, Kevin Holland, you know, put the fucking beat down on Jacare Souza out here. I mean, he just made him look bad, man. And I got it right. I wasn't phased not one bit. I couldn't believe that he was at a minus 130. I couldn't believe that he went down to a plus 100 underdog versus Jacare Souza. Man, give me all the Kevin Holland on there. 3 units on him. Originally only had 1.5, but I mean, as the night went, couldn't even believe it. Couldn't help myself, man. And wow, was that a nasty KO? Was it? I ain't never seen nothing like that, a la to Nico Price, Randy Brown type stoppage before.
Yeah, I think he done it 10 times better than Nico Price as well. The way it was just vicious. The way he just kind of sat up a little bit, lifted himself up, hit him with that huge right hook on the ground. I don't know how the hell he's generating that much power from his fist on the ground. Absolutely bewaffles me. I don't even know what to say about this. It's absolutely incredible. One of the best knockouts we'll probably see in 2020, and it's ridiculous. I think he's going to go on 5-0, and then after that, he calls out Khamzat Chimaev for the week after. This guy is just relentless. He wants to fight. He just doesn't want to take breaks. He said he preferred this Jacare fight over Jack Manson, because Jack Manson would have gotten that lift up in the rankings that he didn't want. He wanted to take a lot of fights. He said that when you get up in the rankings, higher in the rankings, you slow down in fights, you take them longer, and he just wouldn't have done it.
That's so strategic. Think about that. I mean, that's 100% accurate too. I mean, he has so many opportunities to just either move up or even fight fighters a little bit below him with a bigger name too. And on top of it too, it's not rushing his game. It's not rushing him. I mean, he had 5 fights in this year. A lot of people on the panel, was all on Jacare. I stand firm on Holland. I didn't really believe that Jacare was going to do something that he hasn't done in 3 years, and that's going for a takedown and do this and do that to Kevin Holland on there. So, I mean, yeah, like, God damn, man. Like, just to be able to sit back here and say, you guys could have got Kevin Holland at plus money, man, versus Jacare Souza. That is crazy, man. Jacare Souza, I think he's going to be cut now. Definitely.
Yeah,
he'll be the next on the Bellator train, man. So, I mean, speaking of Kevin Holland, what about a fight with Derek Brunson?
I like that fight so much. I feel like if you want to get to the top of the middleweight rankings, I think he has to go past Derek Brunson. He's a guy that just, I feel like you need to get past him. Israel Adesanya got past him. Robert Whittaker got past him. Jacare got past him to get to the top of the UFC middleweight rankings. I feel like if Holland wants to improve to get to the top of the middleweight rankings, it's a great way to start with Brunson. And he said he wants that early 2021, and I'm so fond of it. I love that fight strategically. I think the trash talk between them two will be really, really good.
You guys need to pay attention to this picture, man. Look at that. It looks like his body was like being gravitated off the ground. I mean, just vicious, man. Like this is it, man. Like Kevin Holland, I get it. He plays around with his fighters. He has a lot of growing still to do. But I mean, this is everything you want in a fighter, for me when I see him in the ring. So I mean, and he's winning in different ways. He can win 3 different ways pretty much, but enough said on that, man. I kind of exploded on the show when that one won, man, because yeah, that one brought me back to life. It brought me back to green in my bank account, and plus, like, it was just crazy. I was like the only one on the panel that was like Kevin Holland and shit. So it feels a little good when you get them right, But
yeah,
shit,
it just shows that the power Kevin Holland has at middleweight. Jacare, his last fight, he fought Jan Blachowicz, the current light heavyweight champion, who's knocking out everyone at the moment, and he went to a split decision with Jan. It just shows that Kevin Holland produces some power at middleweight, and I just can't wait to see where he goes next. Is it Derek Brunson? Is it Khamzat Chimaev? Whoever it is, I'm watching.
Speaking of watching, man, me, I'm always a fan of women's MMA. Been a fan of Mackenzie Dern, been making money on her. So came through for me again on there. Got her when she first opened up at a minus 175. She dropped all the way, I think, to like a minus 140 before the fight even started again. Played her again. She looked great in there. Jandaroba's no bum, and everybody knows that, So, I mean, she had a tough competitor on her hands. But the way that Mackenzie Dern is looking, putting things together, still developing, I'm liking the way that she's putting everything together right now. And this was a real tough test for me. So for her to get this win, I just wanted to, take a little bit more time off, and see who the UFC has for her in 2021. But Mackenzie Dern, you heard it here first, man. Like, she's going to be getting that money, man. So you guys might as well start betting on her and following it, because she's getting better, man.
Yeah, 100%. How she looks on her feet, she looks really good. As you said there, you mentioned it there, that she's getting better. She's improving every fight. On her feet, she's looking really good. She's looking more, polished. She ain't throwing her strikes out, willy-nilly. She's picking her shots, waiting for them to land. She's being more patient with her shots, not rushing her work. and she looked on the feet. She looked incredible. This was a fight between two BJJ practitioners, though, and we can't really, go judge on that. But if she comes up against a real good striking, practitioner, we'll see how improved she is, and hopefully we see her, get that next in the next fight, just to challenge her a little bit more.
Yeah, man. Speaking of that, man, I always like to, match them up. So just give me a few names that's, maybe ranked a little bit under her or a little bit ahead of her, just so I could even, maybe play matchmaker and see who they got for it. Because, Jandiroba definitely is not, I don't think that she was ranked or anything like that.
13.
13?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mackenzie Dern's now ranked 11.
Okay, so give me who's ranked 7th and 6th?
Yeah, that's quite funny because I was going to choose number 6. I think that it's a really good fight for her. Moves her on the division. What's that? Sorry.
Oh no, I'm just saying. Talk to me.
Oh right, yeah. So I think it moves her up in the division. She gets a good win, and it's also a veteran, Claudia Gadelha. I think that's a good fight for her. If she gets that win, she's got a really good name under her belt. Claudia Gadelha, I think did she just lose to Michelle Watson or beat Michelle Watson? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see Claudia, man. I don't want to see my girl Claudia get the loss, man. No, Claudia had just lost to my other girl, man. I forgot who it was. No, man, she lost to my girl Yang. Yan, Yan or whatever. Yan, but yeah, nah, man, not Claudia yet, not Claudia. Who's 7th, man? Who's 7th?
7 was Michelle Watson.
Oh, okay.
I think Gadelha.
Look, so that can happen. The reason why Michelle Watson was supposed to fight Amanda Ribas, right? She backed out of there some way, saying this and that happened. I think she just chickened out because she knew already I'm not taking that L. Point blank, period. So I mean, right now she's sitting back, doesn't have anything to do. So I mean, I actually think that can happen. Karate Hottie versus Mackenzie Dern. I think that'd be an entertaining one. But that's her jumping a lot of spots right there. To be honest, man, Michelle Watson, that's the type of striker that Mackenzie Dern does not want to see right now in the UFC. So let me go ahead and take that back right now. Yeah,
exactly. I think it's a good step up in competition for Dern. And you know what UFC are like? If you're pretty in the UFC, they push them so much. We've seen it with Paige Van Zant. She got pushed far too much. And we saw her. Same with Rachel Ostovich. They're not UFC fighters. I feel like Mackenzie Dern's on a different wavelength. I think she's going to get pushed by the UFC. And I think she might get that number 7 or 6 ranked in the next fight.
Man, shout out to everybody in the chat right now. If y'all could do us a favor, man, we got 26 people in there right now. If you guys could all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that copy button, hit it on your Twitter, share it on your Facebook, send it to your friends. Tell them, hey, UFC predictions is going down right now. Seconds out on this wild Wednesday out here. Thanks everybody for tuning in with us, man. All right, so the co-main event, Tony Ferguson versus Charles the Bronx. I had a play on Tony Ferguson at -170, lost that, but I had round 2 to start and I had round 3 to start, so I hit 2 of those props. But just speaking on the fight real quick, I mean, Tony Ferguson looked bad in here, man, and Charles the Bronx just looked awesome. It was the same thing, so I won't just put it on one fighter. I'll put it on both. I'll put it on Tony Ferguson was looking bad, then I'll put it on Charles the Bronx was just looking awesome in there, man. So what you think about this one?
This was for me. It was quite sad to watch. Tony Ferguson, one of the best guys in the lightweight division as of recent years. One of the guys that was meant to challenge for the UFC I was about to say UFC light heavyweight, UFC lightweight title for numerous occasions against Khabib. And he comes into this fight. He got absolutely dominated. I think I don't know whether his age catching up to him, or I don't know whether it's maybe he needs the fans. Every time there's fans in the arena, he performs. He gets up there, reels himself up. But, when it comes to no fans, we saw it against Gaethje, we saw it hit against Charles Oliveira. It just doesn't look like him. It doesn't look like himself. And on the ground, when I saw Charles Oliveira transition, get Tony Ferguson into a triangle, I lost my mind. My head was blown. I was like, I would never, ever imagined before 2020, I would ever see Tony Ferguson get transitioned, out transitioned, and get triangled. It almost got finished. And that armbar, oh my god, that armbar was ridiculous, and it just shows the toughness from Tony Ferguson and how he just keeps on going. The control time for Charles Oliveira was 11 minutes and 40 seconds in a 15-minute fight. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just say like this. Shout out to Preston, man. Talking hands. He definitely was on Charles the Bronx. I guess he's a big fan of his. I guess he got some videos out on him too. So shout out to him. He was all on that fight. Had that one right, everything like that. And then shout out to Mo. I think he was on Bronx too. But yeah, when it comes down to it, I'll just be honest. Like even Tony Ferguson versus, it's not just this fight though. Like how certain people were saying. Like Tony Ferguson versus Cowboy, he lost like that first round, I think,
Yeah.
like Tony Ferguson versus Pettis, it was a great fight for both people. Pettis was landed some shit too. So it's not just, recently versus Gaethje. It's been in his last, 3 fights and everything. And, I said it a little bit after the weigh-ins. I was like, man, to me, Tony just looks old, I mean, and I don't know, I don't know, man. Like everything that's going on, he has personal shit in his life. Like I remember, like his wife called the police on him and shit for saying that he was hearing shit in the wall. So that means like when you're doing shit like that, he's dealing with drugs and mental shit like that, because that's the only thing that's gonna have you thinking somebody's in your walls trying to bug you, do this and that and stuff like that. So he conquered that though, everything like that, still fought, still everything like that. But just when you see him, he doesn't look like a healthy individual. He doesn't look like a guy that's just always there. Like he doesn't have any UFC friends. Like you don't see him in nobody's camp, like anybody with Tony, training with Tony. Like, he's a guy that's just all by himself doing weird shit. So it's kind of like one of those things to where I'm thinking, yeah, like we're seeing, the down spiral effect of Tony Ferguson, all the fights that he's been in, all the wars, everything that he's been in, and him taking time off, and stuff like that. So, but still big Tony Ferguson fan all day here, everything like that, just depending on who he fights, going forward. You just got to watch him now, because he's one of those fighters who looks like he's gotten old and it's showing now, So that was that though, man. Like it was kind of hard to see, man. Fuck hell yeah, man. It was hard to see, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, man.
You made a great point. I think it's catching up with him. The wars that he's been through throughout the years, the war scars, they're kind of catching up with him now. We're seeing it in these fights. He just doesn't look his old self. When Tony gets rocked, gets hurt, his cardio, his pressure, it's on another level that usually every fighter in the lightweight division. And Charles Oliveira just took him down at will. His submission as well. Well, I never ever thought Tony Ferguson would get out transition, almost submitted. This guy, I think, if I'm correct to my knowledge, he's a black belt on the 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu with Eddie Bravo. That's probably one of the best Brazilian practitioners you can get under a black belt. It's incredible. And he got out transitioned by Charles Oliveira, who has the most submissions in the UFC. And it's clear to see he's on a different wavelength when it hits the ground.
Yeah, you said something too that hits a point. Eddie Bravo wasn't in his corner for this fight, but I mean, shit, that don't mean shit. Like this is the other thing too. Like Tony Ferguson, he's not going out there with the same game plan. Like if he's getting pieced up on his feet, he should be shooting for takedowns, doing other things to change up the game and stuff. And he hasn't been doing that either. So it's kind of just like one of those fighters to where he can fight 2 different ways, and he just depends on fighting one way. And you're mad because you're like, man, he's not shooting for the takedown. But yeah, man, Davison Figueiredo versus Morono, we already spent some time on that, man. But that lived up to the hype, everything like that. That was the first fight that we talked about on there, man. So shout out to everybody, who had a draw. I believe that was nobody. So if it was, that was plus 5,000 though. So that means Lenny, that's big money right there. Plus 5,000.
That's ridiculous. No, I didn't expect a draw. What do you think? If you was a judge in that fight, who would you score this?
All right, so I'm gonna just tell you like this. I mean, Fig won the fight, man. Fig won 3 rounds, man. Like he won that last round, and he won 2 rounds before that prior. So like, and he was the champion. So like, yeah, like Fig won the fight, close fight, everything like that. But Fig won that last round. And before that, Moreno didn't. Well, and then they took away that point. That was the dumbest shit ever, man. That fight was kind of rigged from the point. They took away that point from the low blow and didn't give any warning or anything, man. So, yeah, it was that type of week. But overall, it was still a good week. I ended up even. I went 3 for 6 on all my fighter picks, and that same thing on my props. So I actually ended up plus 1 unit on the week. So overall, it was a good thing. But I mean, let's get into it, man. We got a new thing coming up. It's the last fight card of the week, man. I mean, last fight card of the goddamn year. Who do we got coming on the main event? Go ahead and talk a little bit about the main event while I pull it up on the screen.
What's ridiculous is if you look at this main card, it's top to bottom, it's ridiculous. And just to even think, Khamzat Chimaev versus Leon Edwards was meant to be on this card as well. That just blows my mind. And they've absolutely stacked this card. And what a great fight that we have on our hands here in the main event. Stephen Thompson versus Geoff Neal. You know, it's an absolutely incredible fight. I don't know what way to choose. I'm very predicted, but I don't know what to do. I'll give that prediction later on when we get to it. But we're starting the first fight of the evening, which is obviously not Ricky Glenn no more. He just pulled out the fight.
Oh wow, that's breaking news right here. I didn't see that right now. Can you say that again? He just pulled out the fight.
Ricky Glenn has pulled out the fight. I think due to a positive corona test.
Okay. Wow. That's okay. Well, you heard it here first. You know what I mean? On Seconds Out. So everybody out there with your parlays with Glenn in there, find somebody else right now, because he's out the fight. Speaking of out the fights, this is what I always like to do. I like to scroll through some of the names on there that was supposed to be fighting. That's definitely not taking place. Misha Serkinov versus Ryan Spann. That's not happening. Bilal Muhammad versus Diego Lema, which we all had Bilal Muhammad all in our parlays and probably was going to put him to win inside the distance. Easy play. This is a fight that I'm really mad that this one's off. Alexander Pantoja versus Manuel Cape. Manuel Cape's a guy I'm high on. He's going to be making his debut from Rising. That fight didn't happen. Tyson Nam versus Matt Schnell. Man, we've been waiting on that fight. That's been rebooked 2 times now. I got money on Matt Schnell at underdog. Leon Edwards versus Kazmat. That didn't happen, but this was the fucking banger. Bilal Muhammad versus Sean Brady. That shit was going to be a banger fight, you know. And then Deron Winn versus Antonio Bragnito. That shit just got replaced. So, yeah, man. So, those were the fights that was supposed to be on there, you know. That Pantoja fight was a fight that I definitely was going to be looking forward to. So, we ain't going to spend no time on the Glenn fight. We're just going to kick it off on this one right here. You got Jimmy Flick coming in, 15 wins, 5 losses, opening up on the books, minus 150 favorite versus Cody D. Durden coming in bantamweight, 11-2, plus 130, money coming back on him at the underdog. This fight was supposed to take place about 3 weeks ago. When it was supposed to take place, I believe Jimmy Flick opened up on the books at a minus 130 favorite. Things changed a little bit now right here, but for me, things remain the same. Cody Durden, we all know him. He looked good last fight against Chris Gutierrez, wrestled him down, got a 10-8 round against him. Got to pull out a draw in that fight on, I think, 5 days notice, short day notice fight replacement on there. Big high on Chris Gutierrez. So once I seen Cody Durden able to do that, I was impressed, you know, especially I like all these wrestlers who come in there and that can do that. Fighting from American Top Team. Now he's going to be stepping down right now to step down at this weight class. Just to get the official sign off on it, he had to go through the UFC PI Institute, change his body type, change his meal type, change the temperature that he's sleeping at night. All type of stuff had to be approved in here, you know, just so he can move down to this weight class. It was supposed to happen, like I said, 3 weeks ago. Jimmy Flick, on the other hand, we all seen him about 3 months ago on the Contender Series. Looked good out there. I think he got the sub on one of his opponents out there. On there, you know, Cody Durden is going to be a little bit on the taller side, you know, but the crazy thing is Jimmy Flick's going to have actually 3 inches on the reach. So on there, we all know Flick is deadly with the submissions. That's his keys to victory on there. But I'm going with Cody Durden in there. I like the value that I got on him, and I'm going to just say it like that. So I got Durden right now at plus money, plus 135. What about you, Lenny?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think I've got Cody Durden in this fight as well. In his last fight, he fought to a draw against if I'm correct, it was Chris Gutierrez. I think they fought to a draw, which is a great draw in my opinion. I think Chris Gutierrez was on a rampage before that. He stopped Vince Morales by leg kicks, one of the first few leg kick stoppages that we've seen in the UFC. You know, he was looking really good. He's only lost was to Rano Barcelos, and then he beat Ryan McDonald, and then he beat De Freitas. But he was in a good role. Chris Gutierrez. Then he got went to the draw with Cody Duran. But I think he's got enough in this fight. I think he's going to take the fight. I think he's going to keep it take it to the ground. In my opinion, I think he's got a lot of submission wins under his belt. A lot by armbar as well. He got a few by rear naked chokes, but he's also got stoppages in his resume as well. I think he's going to take this fight to the floor, and I hope I'm going to see him tap him out in this fight.
Got it. See, so right here, a lot of people too play that I like is fight not going the distance. I don't have the odds on that yet, but I'm gonna be checking with my bookmakers and my bookie associates out there. Maybe Boston Nick might be popping up with some props or some odds on maybe 2 fights on the main card that he likes not going the distance or something like that. Mm-hmm. You never know what you might get here on Seconds Out. But yeah, so that's a prop though I kind of like right there. I like the fight not going the distance on there.
On the other hand, though, Jimmy Flick, he's got a lot of submissions in his record. In his last 3 fights, he's submitted all his opponents, and 2 of them by arm triangle choke. I feel like this might be a fight that when they're scared to take each other down because they know what they're capable of. It wouldn't surprise me if this fight stays on the feet, and we see Cody Duran outpoint him, point him on the feet. That's also a situation that I could see.
Yep. Shout out Nick Alexander. He said, yeah, he had dirt in the first time, man, when they booked. But he's switching to Flick due to the double weight cut.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Durden, as you said there, went to the. Did you say Durden went to the PI, changed all that to get down to 125 pounds?
Yes, sir.
I think that when you say that in the first place, that doesn't really look good. He struggles. That he's going to cut a lot of weight to get down to 125 pounds, and his last 4 at 135 pounds. But man, let's hope he can make weight. The last fight was cancelled due to medical reasons, but that's a really good factor, and that could play a part in your parlay.
You're right. You're actually right. Shout out to Skywalker DFS. He said my man Flick makes some tap. Man, you got Danny Lopez saying Flick's transitions are nasty right there. So it's a lot of people that I'm seeing, more people the second time around is on Flick. That's what I will say that. The first time, it was kind of 60-40. Now a lot more people that I'm seeing is kind of all Flick money coming in, so we'll see how it plays, man. This next fight right here taking place, though, we all remember both of these fighters coming from the Contender Series. Tafon Nuchikawi comes in 4 wins, 0 losses, opened up on the books at a -300 favorite. Cameron Fido coming in, has wins over William Knight, I believe. On the other corner, you got Jamie Pickett coming in, 11-4, plus 250 on the books, coming back money in. Thing about him, I think he made his debut on the Contender Series more than once. I think it was like 3 times on there. Wasn't able to get it done. Then finally he was on the last time. So Dana White blessed him with the contract on there. It could have been one of those things to where he was setting him up, already had an opponent in mind on there. We all know a little bit about both of these fighters briefly, just from the Contender Series and stuff. One play that I do have, I put Tafon already in my parlays on here. I just think when it comes to it, he doesn't have that much experience, but I've seen Jamie Pickett's opponents that he's won and lost to, not too impressed on there. He's one of those fighters that could maybe get it done, in a decision type shit, but I'm not impressed in him. I'm not scared of him to get the knockout or anything. So if you guys don't want to put him in your parlays, one thing you guys might do, you might be able to just get him inside the distance on there. But I want to see the people out there, man, because I haven't seen any money come in on Pickett yet, or anybody say anything, on the contrary either.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Tafon wins this fight, and I think he wins it by vicious knockout in the first round. The guy has crazy power on the feet. I just said there, he knocked out William Knight as well. William Knight, a guy who's on a roll at the moment, picking up good steam in the UFC. But this guy, I feel like he's gonna just go in there, knock Jamie Pickett out, and that's the only way I see it going. In my opinion, the only way Jamie Pickett can win if he takes it past that first round. If Tafon is maybe a little bit gassed, just taking it to that second and third round, just grinding him out, and just decision and a win, as you mentioned. That's the only way I see Jamie Pickett winning is by decision. If Taffon's going to win it, it's going to be knockout in the first round, in my opinion. He's got some really heavy hands.
Yeah, and then see, this is one thing I like to do right here. I usually like to do the Instagram, look at the profile and everything like that, but I don't got to because I got Danny Lopez, shout out to the Second South Pub Club in there. He said Tafon look good on his IG, no homo, crazy. He's moving down to 185. So in other words, what he's trying to say is, man, this guy looks stacked right here. There's no way that he should be fighting at 185. He looks like a 205er in other words, but he's coming in at 185 on there. So, I mean, it's going to be tough, man. I like what I've seen from him so far in there, though. So.
That's ridiculous. In his first amateur fight, he weighed in at 235 pounds. But not amateur, I mean professional.
Man, I will say this though too. This could be maybe one of those fights. This could be the fight on there too that a lot of people just parlay and Pickett comes through and wins and looks like, hey, like when it comes down to it, it's his time to shine right now. I don't think that Pickett's gonna get too many fights given to him in the UFC if he loses this one. You know how they sign some people and they're like, okay, we're gonna give you 3 fights, but that's if you win two wins out of 1. I think if Pickett gets a loss, and then gets another loss, I think he's just done at this stage. So, he might be motivated in there to come in there and do something that we never seen. So, I'm saying it right now, if you guys are parlaying Teflon, you might want to be careful on that, right, Lenny?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's going to be tough on. I think he's going to knock him out, in the first round, knock him out cold. And I just don't see Jamie Pickett getting past 1, in my opinion. I think Taffon's going to put on the pressure straight away, hit him with just heavy hands. I got an image in my head who reminds me of. He fought I'm trying to think of the Australian guy. He knocked him out in 18 seconds. I can't think of that guy's name on the top of my head. But anyway, I can't. He knocked out this Australian guy in 18 seconds. But I can't get the guy into my head. It might be Phil Hawes. Phil Hawes, that guy. He reminds me of Phil Hawes.
Yes.
The way they're built, the way they're built and the power they have, it kind of reminisces me of him. I think that he's just gonna go in there and knock him out cold.
You're right. You kind of hit him dead on point. Dead on point. So yeah, that's a good comparison right there. So moving on down the card right now, you got Draco Rodriguez coming in, 7 wins, 1 loss. Last time we seen him, he's opening up on the books at a -195 favorite right now. Last time we seen him was just about a few months ago in the Contender Series. Did you see him? I sure did because I had a play on him and cashed in on him. So I like what he brings to the table. He's a wrestler and a good boxer at all. Also, too, he's not one in there that's going to try to win by decision. He's going to go out and try to finish you to get the win. In the other corner, though, you got somebody making their UFC debut as well. Amin Zahabi, 7 wins, 2 losses, coming off 2 back-to-back losses. This is, I believe, is the either cousin or brother of the main trainer, Zahabi, right?
I don't know that. If that's correct, that's insane.
So yeah, so he's related. I think he's the brother of the
cousin. Train at TriStar.
Somebody in the chat to get me corrected, but yeah, he's related to the main Zahabi, the one trainer and everything like that in this fight on there. So the thing is this, I got Draco Rodriguez and all my parlays. This is my main piece of my parlay piece right here, I like to say. Shout out to all the 30 viewers out there that we got live with us right now. I'm going to take a pause for the calls right now. Lenny, go through some of the names real quick while we got them in there.
Alex Ramirez in the chat saying he's rooting for Tafon. We got Just My 2 cents in the chat. Thank you for joining us. We got Zabli in the chat as well. And we got Nick Alexandra. He said he's his younger brother and not debut. He said, we've got Danny Lopez in the chat as well. Thank you for ever joining us. Don't go anywhere else. Seconds Out, the best show on YouTube. Nowhere else to be but here. We also got Skywalker DFS in the chat. Thank you all for joining us. I think he's your rival, and he does Skywalker DVS on the Twitch on the Big Show picks.
No, I don't got rivals. The champion don't have rivals. Like the people under me that want the belt. They take shots and they call out my name. That's the only difference.
You've been knocking everyone out, I hear.
Yes, I have, man. Yes, I have. Hey, shout out, man. Speaking of that, man, Big Show picks, man. Right now, you guys need to tune in to Pub Sports Radio on Twitch. He's probably doing some golfing. He's probably doing some fishing, and he's probably listening to Second Side right now, Talking Hands or Money Mo and Brady show. That's just how it goes, man. He has this competition too that he does with all the UFC fighters out there. He puts us all in the tournament, lines us up. And your boy's looking good right now, champion status, and he's just putting together a new one, I think, for heavyweights and everything like that. So shout out to Big Show Picks, man.
Yeah, on the other hand, I'm not looking so good.
Man, y'all London people, man. I don't know what's up with you guys, mate. But yeah, no, same thing, man, over here, man. Nah, but yeah, so you're right in the chat. Yeah, no, he's not making his debut. Had to look back on some Tapology stuff. Oh, damn. So, yeah, how I feel about this then, if you're not making your debut and I'm really not even familiar with you that much, and now I'm looking at the losses, a loss to Ricardo Ramos, okay, not bad at all, but a loss to Vince Morales, oh, that's bad right there. That's one of those to where it's like, hey, who'd you lose to? Don't say it, just write it down type of shit. Like, don't say that, but so I'm not too impressed, definitely with the level of competition in him. I was just highly on Draco Rodriguez. That's why I'm taking him in this fight right here to win. How you see this one playing out, Lenny?
Yeah, I think Draco Rodriguez takes this fight, in my opinion. I think, as you said there, Vince Morales, a guy that's not a... Yeah, if you lose against him, you're just going to write it down on paper. Try not to say it too loud. If someone hears, yeah, that's when you're going to be embarrassed of. But yeah, Draco Rodriguez in his last fight got that triangle choke in the Contender Series, earned that contract onto the UFC, and now he's fighting Zahabi in his debut. But, he's been knocked out before, and his knockout loss was against Tony Gravely back in 2018. He got knocked out on the regional scene at King of the Cage. And, can we see this again? I'm not too sure. He has a lot of guillotines on his record, a lot of submissions, but he has a one knockout, two knockouts, one knockout actually, one by kick. The other one was in a boxing bout. But I feel like Draco Rodriguez is going to take this fight against Zahabi. I think he's more impressive. In my opinion, you might see a submission. In my opinion, I think Zahabi takes him, not Zahabi, Rodriguez takes him to the ground, and Draco Rodriguez submits him.
Got it, man. See, so far we're in flux on all the fights, man. Here at Seconds Out, man. So I mean, so far we're thinking the same. We'll see what happens. As the fight plays out, we might have some different picks, but usually when we're all on the same fighters, if we all bet the same way, that means money's gonna be coming in. I want to see what you guys think about this one. Call me crazy, but god damn, man. Winn is back, 6-2 in the UFC, coming off back-to-back losses. Opening up on the books, slight underdog, plus 130, taking on Antonio Arroyo, coming in 9-3 in the UFC, coming off a loss, I believe, to Munez, I think, the last time we seen him. Opening up on the books at a minus 155 favorite right now. But if you were smart like me, you could have gotten him 2 weeks ago at a minus 140. So, yeah, Winn right now. This is a catchweight fight. What weight are they catching though? It's like 190 or 195.
Yeah,
195. Like what is going on with the UFC? Like
this guy is 5'6", and he's having a catchweight fight, 195 pounds.
Makes no sense at all, man. Speaking of making no sense, I'm trying to make big dollars and cents on this fight. So I got 2 units on my boy Arroyo right here. I had a play on Arroyo versus Anders when they were supposed to fight, I believe like a month and a half ago. That didn't happen. I've been waiting to fade Winn again. I faded him when he fought GM3. That was an easy win. I faded him too, I think, when he had Stewart, I believe. But yeah, so pretty much, man, on this one,
I agree. I think Antonio takes this fight.
Yeah, I don't see any way for Winn to win unless like a fluke knockout, And this is the thing about Winn. He comes in, he shoots for the takedown, he gets stuff, and then he goes like this. He holds his head down and he throws like that. Okay, then that doesn't work. He does it again. And he pushes you up against the cage. He goes for your legs. It doesn't work because he's like 5'4". You gave him 5'6". You're being generous. He's like 5'4". So he shoots for the legs. It doesn't work. And then he gets pushed off him. Wasn't able to do it with anybody else that he fought. So, I mean, right now, Antonio, you're going to be riding out for me, man. This is to me as an easy fight, an easy win for you right here against Winn. Can Deron Winn been working on some stuff this whole time that he was off? Hell yeah, he can. You know, I'll give him that. You know, he's young and everything like that, but I don't think this is the time that you're with your camp, you know, with the COVID and everything like that, developing new skills for Deron Winn. That's not a prospect in the UFC or anything like that. So yeah, man, not gonna spend too much time on it right here. Give me a Royal right here. That's the play. Took it at minus 140. So yeah, that's how I'm seeing this fight taking place. One prop I do like is fight to go the distance though.
That's a good opinion. A lot of decision wins for Deron Winn in his record, and so I'm looking at Antonio Arroyo's now. He's got a few finishes. He's got arm triangles. Looks like he's good on the ground. A lot of arm triangle finishes in his record. But I feel like he's going to take this fight, and I feel like as you said, Deron Winn. You know, he's a good wrestler in his own right. I'm not too sure who he wrestled for. It might have been Gilroy, if I'm correct. With Daniel Cormier over there. Now he's at AKA. But he got his A plan is to get it to the ground, and he got submitted by Jerome Merchard. I'm just not very high on this guy. I think at middleweight, that's not where he's meant to be. You know, in his first fight against Eric Spicely in UFC, he struggled for that fight as well. You know, that was a war between them two. You know, he just got past that one. His best notable win he's got in his career is an NXT. I don't even know if he's an NXT wrestler. An NXT wrestler, Tom Lawler. I just don't think he
on the
takes
Golden Boy promotion, right?
Yeah, on the Golden Boy, Liddell versus Ortiz.
Yeah, man. See, and I see. So yeah, when Deron Winn came out, spent a little bit of time on him. Yeah, so when he came out against Spicely, you know, I was like, oh yeah, right. But I was a little bit impressed. You know, I was like, okay, this little guy is, you know, he has heart, and he was throwing, and I think he threw so many punches. I don't know, but I think he threw like over like 150 punches that landed and stuff. But I was a little bit impressed. You know, I was like, okay, he's gassing out a little bit, but I was a little bit impressed because I was like, man, why is he like a minus 200 favorite? I put money on Spicely at an underdog because I was like, oh, the height, everything like that. So after that, I was kind of like, all right, let's see what he has. You know, he fooled me. The reason why I said that is because same thing with Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier comes into the UFC, not this typical body type of, you know, your typical fighter and everything. So you're like, all right, let's see what he can do. Then he pulls off some wins and you're like, all right, let's root for the guy. Not you, Deron Winn. It only stopped right there, bruh. So right now, man, you're all fade material, man, right now. So go ahead, man. If you guys are smart right now, you might want to hop on it right now. That fight, I honestly should be capped at a minus 170 favorite, if you ask me. So bet your lunch money, bet your dinner money, fucking bet next week's fucking Christmas money on that shit too, right there, man. Antonio Arroyo giving you the play now, man, to get paid. I'm going to let you introduce these next two fighters on there, man, because I love to see how you pronounce this last name and everything. Go ahead, take it away, mate.
We got Carl Robertson versus Dalsha Lungalabula. Oh, dear, that's that. I don't even know what to think about that one. But yeah, Carl Robertson, I know a bit about, you know, obviously in his last fight, fought Marvin Vettori, was a beast, you know, fought Glover Teixeira on short notice, almost won that fight, you know, almost knocked him out. And he's got losses to guys, Glover Teixeira, Marvin Vettori, guys who are really credible, you know, in the high division. Glover Teixeira is, you know, is number one ranked light heavyweight in the division. Marvin Vettori is now top 5 in middleweight division. But in his last fight, you know, his flaws are the ground game. We've seen that he's getting tapped out by Marvin Vettori. We need to see if he's gone away and worked on that. But his opponent, Dalsha, he's not really known for a ground game. This is going to be a stand-up fight. You know, he's got a lot of finishes. In his last fight, he got viciously knocked out by Magomed Ankalaev with that beautiful front kick down the middle. Cracked it. I can hear it in my head already. The little crack on the chin. Oh, my God, that was beautiful. But anyway, you know, he's not really known for his submissions. So I feel that's out of the problem for Carl Robinson. I feel like we're going to see this fight stand and bang. And, you know, Dalsha's got that power. We could see, a flash one-punch knockout. But I see Carl Robinson, he's got a really good kickboxing glory background. I see him point fighting, sticking to his range, using his kicks to the body nicely and sticking and moving.
Got it. So real quick, man, I give you guys some odds and everything like that, so you guys know what you guys are betting on and what you're looking at. Carl Robinson opened up at a -260 favorite, coming in off a loss last time we seen him against Marvin Vettori in there. Then you got Docha opening up at a +215. He didn't stay there. Money's been coming in on Robertson. Now he's at a +230 favorite, +230 underdog on there. He's one of those African fighters fighting out of the Democratic of Congo, everything like that. This is a fight right here. I think the line is off. Not because I'm high on Docha, just because Carl Robinson, as we've seen recently right now, we really don't know what we're going to see in the UFC with the man. I was kind of high on him, man. I mean, this is a guy that fights at different weight classes and stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, he fought against Glover Teixeira and stuff like that, looked good, and then he got knocked out. High explosive kickboxer, definitely has the superior in striking and stuff. Docha, he's one of those fighters that's going to come in, hit with like one punch and then lunge and lean over, so on this fight right here, Robertson should definitely be able to piece him up on there. Prop that I like is fight not going the distance. But me, I'm always like one of those guys who likes to play fight to start round 3. So, that's another fight. That's another prop that I'm looking to play both, man. So on there, though, I will say this. The line's a little bit off on there. You got few cappers, that have Docha in their picks, just because they think the value's good on them and stuff. And then just to let you guys know about the fight too, that was supposed to take place last week, and I forgot. I don't know what happened, if it was COVID or if it was just missing weight, but that got off the card and replaced to this week. So is one of these people going to be affected by a weight cut that they both were trying to make wait for last week? We don't know what we'll see, but this is definitely going to be a good fight on the cards right here. A smart play would probably be, fight not to go the distance on there, just because Carl Robinson, man, we just don't know what we'll see in this fight, man.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. It can go either way. We can see a flashy knockout from Docha, or we can see a good, spectacular performance on the feet from Carl Robinson. But as you said there, you mentioned there, the fight was meant to happen last week. That was scrapped due because Carl Robinson, tested positive for COVID, and now they pushed it back a further week. And now here we are. A fight's finally going to go down. But I definitely would not bet on the distance. I don't think this fight goes to distance. I think we see a finish. And if we're going to see a finish on the feet, I'm going to bet my man Docha. He's got that one punch, KO power. Carl Robinson's got to stay perfect for 15 minutes. Can he do that on the feet? He's good on the feet. He used to fight Glory. He's really good on the feet. We almost saw him knock out Glover, but he's got to stay perfect. And if Docha hits him with that one shot, it could be over.
Well, let me ask you, just because I don't know too much about that. So when you say Docha has that 1K power, how many knockouts do he have on his record? And did he win? Did he knock out Daquan Townsend, or did he win by decision? Because I know he beat him, right?
Yeah, he did knock out Daquan. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay. So yeah, definitely, man. See, so this could be another fight, to where if you're parlaying Carl Robinson, man. This can be one of those ones to make your parlay not get paid. So you might want to stay away from this one. But next fight on the card, shout out to everybody in the chat right now, man. We got 36 live viewers in there, man. If you guys could all go ahead, hit that like button right now on there, man. It's Wednesday. Ho, ho, ho. Seconds out. We got Merry Christmas in there, man. 'Tis the season. Millz be the reason. Let's keep on cashing these bets, man. But so we're going to be moving on down the card, man. We got a nice women's fight taking place. This fight was supposed to be taking place, I believe, 3 weeks ago. Now it got rebooked. You got Pani Khanzad coming in, 13 wins, 5 losses, coming off of a win last time we seen her. She's opened up on the books as the underdog. So you can get plus money coming back on her at plus 135. In the other corner, you got Sajara Eubanks coming in, 6 wins, 5 losses, opening up the slight favorite at a minus 160 favorite. She's coming off a loss last time we seen her in the UFC. But before that, she pulled the upset, I believe, against Julia Avila, I think it was.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep, against Julia Avila. If it was, both of these women both came from the Ultimate Fighter. I don't know if it was on the same season. I don't remember, but that'd be crazy if it was. But yeah, both of these women come from Ultimate Fighter backgrounds. Sarge Eubanks was supposed to be actually fighting for the title in that one, but she ended up couldn't make weight, and then Nico Montana ended up fighting for it, or something weird, man. She just has a weird history behind her in the UFC. You know, she's one of those people to where, you know, she's definitely pushes the wrestling out there. I like what she pushes out there. A lot of people say she gasses out, you know, she does have bad cardio. I mean, to me, it's just weird, you know, like every fighter is going to slow down in the third round. So like when they say that about her so much, they just act like she's the only fighter that slows down in the third round, you know, like, but so I don't take it into too much consideration and everything. On the other hand, she has a good competitor in the other ring, good striker, Penny Kinzad. Last time we seen her, I believe she was in with Beth Kohera, I believe, right?
Yeah, correct.
Cool. She got the win in there. I had a play on there in there. She was at minus 135 on there. It was a kind of closer fight than I actually wanted it to play out. On there, I think Sarge Eubanks keys to victory. Don't stand up there and box like you've been trying to do these last two fights, okay? You're not that type of fighter. Go back to the boring fighter that you are. Take him to the ground for 3 minutes if you have to. Shoot for 3 takedowns. Do whatever you have to once you got him on the ground. That hold your head down to him and just strike him. Go back to that way of fighting, okay? Be the woman could be, all right? Like fight with that type of fighting style, and you can get this win right here. So me, I got Sarge Eubanks right here, man. So I got a little play on here right here. 1 unit on there. Like I said, this fight was supposed to take place last time. I bet it then, so I'm betting it again. I'm trying to win.
Yeah, I agree. You know, she's got to go back to her roots. You know, take her to the floor, get that wrestling involved. Fighting out of Maryland, you know, good wrestlers over there. But she's 35. You know, it's ridiculous. She's getting on a bit, but you know, she's 5'4" compared to Penny Kinzad's 5'7". But yet Sajara has the reach advantage. That's crazy to think how short she is. But yet she's got that reach advantage. But in this fight, Sajara just got to go back to her roots, back to the wrestling, what she's known for. Just just sit on top of her. You know, landing her shots from the guard, from the full mount. Maybe look for a submission, something like that. But Penny Kinzad is really good on the feet. You know, she beat in her last fight. She beat Pettis, but you know, Pettis is about to retire her in her next fight. But so, in my opinion, I see Penny Kinzad taking this fight. I feel like we'll see Sajara, you know, maybe look for the takedown. Penny Kinzad will maybe stuff the takedown or go get taken down, get back up, and she'll keep moving with her pressure, her striking. And I think Penny Kinzad's going to take this fight to a decision.
Got it. So you're going against me, mate. You got Penny on this one, man. See, so how I see it though, the level of competition that Penny's won and fought against is just different. I think her highest win is against like Jessica Rose Clark, minus Betch Kohara just now recently. So you know, like I get it. You know, she has the talent and everything like that. She's the younger fighter. You know, she could be working on some stuff. But all right. So you got Penny wins inside the by decision, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, maybe somebody out there in the chat could go ahead and let us know what those odds might be on there as we try to wrap up this show and give you guys a few more picks and plays.
Wait, who we moving on to now?
Oh no, who is on the next fight?
Yeah.
Go ahead, mention that real quick as I bring.
Oh damn! I need to get my wits together. Who we got? Oh, Anthony Pettis versus Alex Morono. Anthony Pettis took this. They both took on short notice, I believe. This is a fight that they both haven't had notice for. But it's glad to see Pettis back. And this is another one that I feel like if Pettis doesn't get the win here, them 60 fighters getting cut, his name could be involved here. I feel like he's good on the feet. And I feel like this is where he needs to keep the fight on the feet. You know, we know how flashy it is. I think it was it today or yesterday, 10 years ago, his WEC fight versus Benson Henderson when he landed that Showtime kick. It was 10 years ago, today or yesterday. I can't really remember.
Man.
But can you remember which one? Was it today or was it yesterday?
I don't know, but still, that's just, that was, man, that shit was so classic, man. I never forget that. I mean, that was, so that's the reunion. That's the same time 10 years ago from today, right?
Yeah. Where was I? Anthony Pettis in his last fight, fought an old Donald Cerrone. I feel like if Pettis loses here, his job could be at risk, in my opinion. And Alex Morono, he only fought 1 month ago, against Reese McKee, pieced him up on the feet, looked really good in that fight. And this is going to be a war between these two. I feel like we're going to see a good scrap on the feet. And it's crazy to think Anthony Pettis is only 33. This guy's been around for decades, it feels like. But, I feel like this fight is a really good fight between these two. But I don't know. I feel like Pettis is going to have the edge on the feet. Have that little bit, not more crisper strikes, more sharper. Just outland him on the feet and take the fight. Maybe a submission win. I don't really see Pettis landing them hard shots to finish him on the feet.
I mean, well said, man. I mean, shit, didn't take the words out of my mouth, but I mean, pretty much said everything that I was thinking on there. I mean, so yeah, Anthony Pettis comes out, opens up on the books, -240 favorite on there, 23 wins, 10 losses, versus Alex Morono opening up at a plus underdog at +190 on there. On there. This fight just came out of nowhere too, and I think it got on the card because the Cosmot fight pretty much got taken off, because right after that got mentioned that it was off. This came on the card like 2 days after and stuff. So I was surprised, all right, cool. I want to see Pettis back. He signed a new UFC fight contract last time against Cowboy. Morono, we just seen him last time. I won money with them last time against Reese McKee. He's coming back right here. On here, definitely Anthony Pettis is the superior fighter. Definitely should be able to win this one, man. If you can't win against Morono, though, it's going to be a bad look to where he's just going to say, you know what, like, I'll just quit like myself and probably go to Bellator, follow his brother.
If you look at Pettis' record throughout the years, on paper, this is his easiest fight. Since getting that belt against Benson Henderson, he's been on, just look at the names he's fought. RDA, Eddie Alvarez, Edson Barboza, Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, Jim Miller, Dustin Poirier, Michael Chiesa, Tony Ferguson, Stephen Thompson, Nate Diaz, Diego Ferreira, Donald Cerrone, and now Alex Morono. If on paper, this is probably one of the easiest guys that he's fought in a while.
Man, I got to do this real quick. You're right. I do notice this, though, Johnny Cardone, because I do follow him on Instagram, man. And he's saying that Pettis stays on vacation. Pull up his Insta. So I'm going to pull up his Instagram, though, because this is a fight worth scrolling, because I got different views. One of my guys told me, oh, man, you got to check out Pettis on Instagram. He looks scoped, like he looks like he's ready. So let's pull him up on Instagram. And me. Let's see, is he training? Is he vacationing? Is he with his hot girlfriend? Because, man, she's hot. And then the other one got you know what I mean? But so we're going to see. Let's see what he's doing on his Instagram and everything like that, though. This one is worth scrolling for right here, man. And a lot of people are mixed on this, because a lot of the majority people say Pettis, but certain cappers, they got money on Morono on this fight. So, it's going to be an interesting one on here. But on here, yeah, man, you hit it on the head. I mean, the level of competition that Pettis been fighting nowadays, Morono, that name, the only other name is I think he lost to Diego Ferreira or somebody like that just recently, I think. But that's the only other name to where it's like, all right, well, if you lost to him, you lost to him. But that one shouldn't have been losing to Morono should never ever happen. So let's go ahead and check out his Instagram real quick, and let's see what he's up to, man. Let's check out Pettis, man. Shout out to Pettis, though, man. He's a pioneer in there. He's one of my favorite fighters, Pettis Taekwondo. Him and his brother, they put on, for the whole sport and everything like that. If you ain't a Pettis fan, you ain't a fan of martial arts, period,
Before we get to Pettis and his Instagram, where'd you go for betting? I think it's MyBookie, is it not?
It's mybookie.ag. Use the promo code PubSportsRadio. Get you a match bonus as long as it's $100 or more. You heard me. It's mybookie.ag. Use PubSportsRadio as the promo code. As long as you're betting $100 or more, they'll give you a match bonus. I want to say like that, especially if you use Bitcoin as well.
A good segue into Pettis' Instagram.
Yeah, man. Sometimes, man, I'll be forgetting, man, when I'm doing seconds out, man, because I'm trying to do other things. And, we always you got to let these people know where to bet at, But yeah, so let's scroll it and see. Hey, you hit it on point. So let's go ahead and check this out, man.
Was it today or yesterday? Oh man.
Wow. Like just the thought of doing that. And because I mean, no, not the thought. Everybody thinks of doing that, it's just playing around, but to do that in a fight and to pull it off and to have that guy with his hands down, Benson Henderson, But I mean, hey, Benson Henderson bounced back, came to the UFC, became champion, went on and on. So it is what it is. So
is it the 16th for you right now?
Yes.
So it happened for you 10 years ago today, but I'm on the 17th because I'm 1:30 in the morning.
So I forgot, man. A whole different day and time out there, man. So I mean, shout out to the Versace house robe. I see you. Okay.
Did you call it a house robe?
Yeah, that's what house robe.
Man.
He's not wearing that. He's not wearing that, to bathe and stuff like that. That's a house robe. That's where you should just walk around on just because you got it like that. That's a house robe on that one.
Oh dear.
Yeah. If it wasn't Versace, it wouldn't be a house robe. So let's see. I mean, so far, first 3 pictures, okay. Oh, okay. He's showing pictures of what he used to do, right? Okay. He used to do that. All right. Used to do that. All right. Picture of that. All right. Reminiscing, right? He wants you to remember. Okay, there we go. All right. He's throwing a kick. I remember that kick. Yeah. Okay. See what else you're doing. All right. Okay. Getting in shape. Okay. Slimming down. Okay, getting the work in. I see. That's the Sanchez guy who fights in Bellator and your brother. I see. Emmanuel. Rufus Sport. Shout out to them. They're one of the better camps out there. Not the best though, but I like them though. All right, Rufus Sport. I like their coach. That's the main thing. But yeah,
Duke Rufus. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're just like, come on, bro, like you're doing that right now, like we know that's what you do in your sleep, man. All right. Okay, let's see. So, I mean, yeah, Johnny Cardone, man. I mean, yeah, I did pull up the Instagram. So far, it's 50-50, though. It's kind of split, He's in the gym a little bit, but then again, he's reminiscing too much. That's the thing I don't like, man. If you're bringing up the pictures of remember this or remember that, shout out to him with Danny Garcia, the guy's asked for by Errol Spence. Okay, let's see. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, a lot of reminiscing from my boy Pettis on the Instagram instead of actually working. This is how I see it, man. You're coming off of losses right now and everything like that. Well, not coming off of losses, but coming off of a win. But still, right now, man, you should be working on shit. So we'll see how the fight plays out, though, man. We'll definitely see how this fight plays out. It's going to be an interesting fight on this one. Interesting fight, though. I got money on Pettis, though, man. I think in the parlay, I think that's the way to go with, man. There's no fucking way he should lose to Brandon Moreno. No way. Did you see the way Moreno looked against McKee? He didn't even look that great. He didn't even look good. It's just that McKee looked bad. Like when you eat something and they ask you, hey, is it good? And you just got some, well, I mean, it's not that it's good. It's just that it's not bad, oh, okay. Yeah, they'll get it later. So in other words, man, yeah, he didn't look good at all, man. And it was just that McKee looked bad in his last fight. So money's on Showtime Pettis right here. And this is the last time on here, man. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm going to do, man. Pettis, that's one leg right there, okay? Remember that, all right? That's one leg for the parlay. All right. So let's go into this next fight right here taking place. Moving on the card. Go ahead and introduce the names as I bring it up on the screen for everybody.
This is a good fight, and this is I think this is the prelim main event, if I'm correct. I don't think this is even on the main card. But Marcin Tybura. Oh yeah,
this one starts off the main card.
Yeah, on Tapology it says it's the main card. Sorry about that. But Marcin Tybura versus Greg Hardy. This is a good fight. I like this step up in competition for Greg Hardy. We saw that against Volkov when he got that step up in competition on short notice, and he did impress me in that fight, to be honest. He stood there with Alexander Volkov
just to be able to last the whole fight, right?
Yeah, that really impressed me. That really shocked me. And then he came up against Jorgen De Castro, outpointed him, and then against Maurice Green. Oh man, I don't even know what to say about Maurice Green. When that guy takes a jab, he just falls. It's ridiculous. But anyway, Marcin Tybura in his last fight, he fought Ben Rothwell, went to decision, and then he fought Maxime Grishin. Then he fought Sergey Spivak. He's picking up some steam at the moment, but I feel like Greg Hardy, even though in the last fight, after round one, Greg Hardy, both men were really, really gassed. It's just whether Marcin Tybura can take this fight to the second and third round. If he takes it to the second and third round, I do favor Marcin Tybura in this fight. I think he's the more slimmer, more in shape fighter. I mean, look at the weigh-in for the last fight against for Maurice Green, for Greg Hardy versus Maurice Green. He missed weight at heavyweight.
Yeah,
what is this guy? This guy is probably walking around 290. It's ridiculous. Like hopefully he sorts that out. He's more in shape. Sorts that out. Gets more in. Just looks more conditioned. But I feel like Greg Hardy takes his fight. I feel like he probably, knocks him out in the first or second round. But if Tybura gets it to that second or third round, it's his fight, in my opinion. I think Hardy hasn't got that gas. And we saw it in the Maurice Green fight. He gassed after round one, but just Maurice as well. He gassed as well. That was a lot of heavy pressure in that first round. And I feel like Hardy, takes this fight. But if Marcin Tybura gets to that second and third round, it could be his fight.
Got it. So yeah, I mean, for the people out there betting, man, I mean, this fight opened up at a pick'em price, Vegas got this line right. All right. But now, Greg Hardy's the favorite, minus 120 favorite on him. Not too high if you guys like Greg Hardy. Definitely 7 wins, 2 losses, been impressive in the UFC. Faded when he stepped up in competition, everything like that. We all know the thing with them pulling out the asthma pump, everything like that. The thing that really gets me is this. This is a former NFL player, football star player, you know what I mean? Multi-dollar contract player. He would be playing for 48 minutes a game. How can you not fight for 15 minutes without getting winded? You know what I mean? So like that just shows lack of discipline. And then another thing, he's coming in not making weight. In conditioning, strength and conditioning in football, you need to do all that stuff. So it's the same things applies here being an athlete in the UFC, and you're not applying the same things that apply to that in the NFL that you're doing here. Lack of discipline, something's not going right, everything like that. But I will say this, he's been improving every single time that he's been stepping in the ring. I will say that he's one of those fighters that's improving in every single time. Tybura, on the other hand, man, 4 fights ago, we were all like, who is this guy? Get him out of here. Fade him. I was on that same boat. After that, he's been making money for me. I've been playing him these last 3 fights that he's been on against Grisham, Spivak, and I forget the last fight, Rothwell, I want to say. He turned something around. He figured something out, so on here, I'm going with Tybura right here. This the underdog play that I like on there on the card right here. Got him at plus money on there. I think that, he can take him 15 minutes, shoot for the takedown. I don't think Greg Hardy's going to be able to, keep defending the takedowns, throughout the whole 15 minutes in there. Can Greg Hardy clip him? Oh, hell yeah. We've seen that happen to Tybura before. I think he got knocked out around 1 or 2 versus Augusta Sakai before. But for me, the play right here is Tybura. Give me the experience, everything like that. If Greg Hardy gets this win under his belt, this will be a great name, especially with the streak that Tybura is on right now. I want to see what everybody's out there in the chat has to say on this fight right now. Okay.
Neal the security says, I'm pretty sure he was doping in the NFL, which helps his stamina. Oh God. Is that allowed in the NFL? We allowed to dope?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Hardy will gas. Tybura can make it dirty. Just 2 cents says if Tybura gets it to the ground, it's a wrap. Hell yeah, man. The security. I see you. What's up, players? Always need security in this chat, man. Got to get these people out, man. But yeah, this is gonna be one of those fights. So this to me on this card, man, it has a lot of close fights that are good fights, that's good matchups, not just matchups, that's actually good betting fights too, to where it's like, they're matched right. And this is one of them right here, so this is maybe what you want to do instead of putting all your money on one of these guys as a solid play. Parlay, and see what happens, parlay with another 2 fighters and see what happens on this fight. But This is going to be a good, interesting fight. Me, I know a round prop that I'm looking to play just because it's probably going to be plus money is round 2 starts. Because I know a lot of people is going to probably say ends in round 1 or 2. I'm going to go on the opposite. Give me round 2 starts, So I'm going to be trying to look that up after the show ends tonight, man. But that's a great fight to kick off the main card for the last fight of the year, UFC Fight Night, man. That's a great fight right there, especially, like I said, to determine the heavyweight division going forward for 2021, right, mate?
Yeah, 100%. I believe any of them ranked?
No. Tybura is ranked number 15, so he's right there, right there.
He just got overtaken by Andre Arlovski.
Oh wow,
Arlovski's now ranked number 15. So none of them are ranked. Maybe a win here, but either guy could get ranked to the division.
Got it. Yeah. So next fight on the card, man. We're moving on down the card. Only got a few fights left on this fight, though. Well, a little bit longer than we expected. UFC gave us 13 fights. Because you said what was the fight that just that got pulled off before the show started?
Ricky Glenn, yeah.
Ricky Glenn. Yes, got it.
The people Ricky Glenn versus Colton Minas.
Yeah, see, for the people that just tuned in, if you guys just tuned in, Ricky Glenn, that fight is not going on no more. I'm not even worried about it because that was just parlay pieces for everybody out there. So, but yeah, that fight is not going on no more. One fight that's going on that, got reversed, switched around and everything, it's going to be a good one, y'all. All right, women's MMA, we're back. Me. We got Gillian Roberts coming in 9 wins, 4 losses, coming in with back-to-back wins. She's opening up at a minus 105 on there. When they both opened up at a minus 115 pick-em price. In the other corner, you got Taila Santos opening up 16 wins, 1 loss. Last time we seen her, she looked good. She made a can out of Molly McCann. But this wasn't the fight that was supposed to happen. Gillian Roberts was supposed to be fighting... I forget, but I had a... Yes, Andrea Lee. Yeah. Andrea KGB Lee, and I had a play on that at minus 170. That fight got scratched. So then she got Santos, and Santos was supposed to be fighting somebody else the week prior. There we go. Exactly. All right. There we go. All right. Perfect.
It was meant to be Mariana Maros, but then Montana De La Rosa stepped in, and then she fell out, and now we've got Gillian Robertson.
So there we go. So in this fight originally, all right, so both these guys' opponents that they were supposed to be fighting, they should have fought them. Because now, man, it's like an even fight on there, man. I felt great with Gillian Robertson versus Lee. I don't feel so great now versus Santos, on there, in the other hand. So on there, it's going to be a close fight on there. But I will give it this. I'm going with Gillian Robertson. I got a play on her already. I got a half unit on her. I got her at even money. I believe if I probably wait, I could probably get her, maybe even at plus money because a lot of people like Santos. When it comes down to it, Gillian Robertson, she's been in back and forth with her camp. I think instead of switching camps with her team, she switched and just stayed loyal to her one coach. She's been training her butt off, everything like that. I like everything that I'm seeing out of her. She's going to try to get the ground to the match, to the mat, of course. If she doesn't get it to the mat, is she going to get pieced up on the feet? Yes. But she's going to be relentless, though, trying to get her down to the mat and everything like that. Taila Santos, though, she has good takedown defense, so it's going to be hard to get it done. This is not one of my most popular plays. This is just one of those to where it's like, if you mean to tell me you can get Gillian Robertson at minus 105 or plus money, and you're not going to take it, I'll be dumb to say I'm not taking it. To me, it's kind of like the Kevin Holland play in a sense, but the difference on that was the Kevin Holland play was I was confident in him and I was fading his opponent. This one, though, is just kind of like, all right, I like Gillian Robertson always in fights, and at the value that I'm giving on this one, I guess I gotta stick to my guns, man, and stick loyal. So I'm on Gillian Robertson on this fight right here. A lot of people probably gonna be against me though on this one. Who you got, Lenny?
Taila Santos is got a lot of reach to compared to Gillian Robertson. If she's capable enough to use that reach, she used it against Molly McCann. If she can use that reach, stick to the point fighting, use her kicks, which I see her doing. I think she's going to keep it them kicks. Both these girls are young, but I see Gillian Robertson with that pressure, them takedowns, looking for the takedowns. As you said, mentioned there, Taila Santos has a great takedown defense, 77% takedown percent on her takedown defense. Or is that, oh, that's the accuracy. 50% is she's a good takedown artist of herself. As I'm looking at her stats on ESPN, she lands 77.7% of her takedowns, which is decent. Wow, Gillian Robertson, as you said, she's relentless with her takedowns, lands 50% of hers. But the sub averages. Taila Santos, is the one who edges that. But she's got a really big reach advantage. Taila Santos can stick to her range, use her kicks, use her long, rangy punches. I do believe this fight is going to distance. I would never ever bet on a women's fight ever getting finished. I just never see it. I never see it happening. And unless we're looking at the Thai level of like Rose Namajunas, Wei Zhang, someone like that, Valentina Shevchenko, someone like that, then I would bet a finish on. But Taila Santos, I think this is a really good opportunity for Gillian Robertson to see where she's at after her losses early on in her career. She's on a 2-fight win streak at the moment. She did get knocked out, against Macy Barber, if you remember.
Barber. Yeah,
she got knocked out bad. Not when she got finished on the feet. I see the same happening a little bit. I think Taila Santos overwhelm her on the feet. With her big, long, rangy punches, and she will maybe get stopped on the feet. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if she does get a takedown and she does finish her on the ground. But I'm taking Taila Santos for this one.
Like it. See, that's what I say. Yeah, I think a lot of people probably gonna, go against me on this one, but I'm not mad at them, Also too, I think it's, it's a recency bias, everything like that. She looked great against Molly McCann. I'll say this though. When I mean great, her vernacular looked great. She looked like a man out there. She looked like Amanda Duran or whatever the fuck. Like she was out there slugging. I mean, her striking was on point. Definitely the superior person out there. Damn near looked like Cyborg out there, But when it's all said and done, like I said, man, I mean, I seen more Gillian Robertson than I seen of than Santos on there. So I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna stick to my plays, and like I said, worked before, worked again, trying to get paid again. So I'm going with Gillian, man. Let's go ahead and bring it in, and just to know that you can get her at those prices, it's pretty good. So as we scroll the little Instagram, you see she's doing a few training, everything like that. We're working on that belt, working on that black belt. So proud about it too. So, but damn, I mean. That's the thing. She's smart enough to know where she's going to lose at. I mean, she knows if she stands up with Santos, she's going to lose. So on there, I just hope that she comes out with the consistent game plan. Take down. No matter what you think, take down. That's my plan right there. So, yeah, man, we're on the opposite sides right there. And I think a little bit later on, I think for the last 2 fights, I think Boston Nick's going to come in with the proper too. And see what he likes for the last 2 fights, man.
Boston Nick in the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
Go ahead.
All I said was Boston Nick in the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out to give some people in the chat some love real quick, man. They've been rocking.
MMA in the chat. Just my 2 cents in the chat. We got Danny Lopez sticking with us with DX Filler in the chat now. We also got Neal the security, he jumped in earlier. We've got Nick's Alexandra in the chat as well. Thank you for joining us. There's no better place to be than Seconds Out right here on Pub Sports Radio. Go down, scroll below, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, if that's red, then I don't know what you're doing. Hit that subscribe, hit that bell, and you'll know when we're uploading. Let's go.
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. You heard the man right now, man. All it takes is just a little bit of kind and decency right there. We don't ask for too much right now. We bring you guys this content every Wednesday night, got about I think 2 more shows left before the end of the year. We put hours into this, to give you guys the best stuff out. So appreciate everybody out there rocking with us right now out here, man. You know how it goes. So moving on down the card right now, I'm gonna introduce it. I'm gonna let Lenny say who he likes in this fight and everything. But to me, I think this is a fight that nobody, like, the card is not paying enough attention to, and they're not getting enough attention. To me, I think this is something that the UFC should be marketing. When I mean marketing, it should be commercial. It should be commercial after commercial of both of these guys' knockouts, recently, of what they've been doing in there. And just to bring it on, if you guys don't know who I'm talking about one of the most explosive fights going to be taking place at welterweight. This is going to be Michel Pereira versus Khaos Williams. Michel Pereira comes in 24 wins, 11 losses, opens up on the book at a -125 favorite versus Khaos Williams, 11 wins, 1 loss, opened up on the book at a +105 favorite. Go ahead, Lenny. Say who you like in this fight, and I want to see exactly who you got in this fight, because I'm trying to stay loyal to my pick, but after watching more and more tape on him, I'm starting to think about switching, man. So go ahead, Lenny.
Yeah. Before we get this, before I talk about the matchup, and I want to get this out of the way. Michel Pereira fights at 170 pounds. It's ridiculous how this man gets 170 pounds. I think on the regional scene, he fought at the heavyweight, 205 pounds. This guy is fought everywhere. But this fight, I think stylistically, this is probably the most exciting fight that we have on the card. I think Khaos Williams, in his last fight, knocking out Abdul Razak Al Hassan in like 20 or 30 seconds with that big counter right. It was ridiculous how he just stiffened him up like a board. It was the power he possesses is ridiculous. And Michel Pereira, he likes to do them tricks, likes to do them flicks, likes to do them jumping, them little whatever you call that he does. But recently he's looking more patient. He's looking more calculated. He looks like he just wants to, he looks more like he's, calming himself down. He realizes that he's in the UFC. He's not on the regional scene no more. He can't do these tricks, these flips, and get the win. I feel like we're going to see a calm, calculated Michel Pereira. But, if he makes one wrong move against Khaos Williams, it's a clap right on the chin, and he's getting knocked out. 100%.
Yeah. So real quick, declare it up. Who you got?
I got Khaos Williams in this fight. I think he goes in there and puts on a clinic. I think he catches him. I think Michel Pereira he's going to try these flicks and try these these little tricks, and I think he's going to leave his defense loose. I think Khaos Williams is going to avoid his tricks and his flicks, and he's just going to step back, maybe step to the side, and just pop him with the right.
Nice. Wait, oh man, I'm sorry. Oh man, yeah, definitely. I think I got Khaos Williams at +125 on there. Played it about 2 weeks ago. When this fight got announced, I was a fan of it from the jump. I knew it was going to be explosive. I was a fan of both of these guys. Wasn't really a fan of Khaos though until just recently. I will say that much.
But who's not a fan of Khaos recently? This guy comes into the UFC and knocks out Alex Morono, then just absolutely starches Abdul Razak Hassan. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. Anyway, continue, Millz.
Yeah, exactly. How can you not be a fan of this guy just recently, right? But I mean, shit, kind of the same thing with Michel a little bit, put the antics aside and everything like that. I mean, there's nobody else in the UFC doing what he's doing, even though it is like crazy shit, but it's crazy, amazing shit. He's jumping up here, faking like he's going to punch you and knee you. And I mean, it's shit I want to see. And at his physique, I mean, it's damn near like he should be fighting that fucking like 185, damn near even light heavyweight or something, who knows, but so I will say this, like, yeah, had money on him last fight that he came out and starched the guy on him, so Khaos Williams to play +125. I told a lot of people, hey, hop on it now, because by the time, money comes out, it's probably going to be the favorite. Money's been coming in, got all the way down to a pick 'em, but now money's been coming back in on Michel Pereira. I will say this, after watching fight tape, a little bit more fight tape on Khaos Williams, as what he was doing before he got into the UFC, I wasn't impressed, man. I wasn't impressed at all. This guy throws sloppy, man. So if he doesn't get that knockout in that second round, I don't know about going into that third round at all. And the fight that I'm talking about was against Jeremy Holloway. I seen it in WXC 84, and then I seen him fight Ladarius Jackson too. Oh man, he did not look good in these fights, man. Like when I say he was out there looking sloppy, he was looking sloppy. And Michel, he's no bum. You know, he just does stupid stuff in the ring. I actually think, you know, when it comes down to it, he's a good fighter. You know, I think if he actually went for the kill, went to knock people out, he would be way better. Like in the last fight, he could have finished the guy. He just doesn't flip that switch on. You know, he's like, okay, I'm going to do what I'm doing the whole way, the whole time. I'm not going to change the way I'm fighting and stuff, you know, but so after, you know, like I said, the plays Khaos Williams for me for the plus money and everything. But after watching the tapes and everything, I was like, man, if it goes the distance, Michel's going to win this fight, man. Or however the fuck you say his name, Michel, Pereira, however, you know, but the play is Khaos Williams in there, you know. Is the fight gonna go the distance? I bet everybody's betting against it, right? But before they do, I'm trying to tell you, man, go watch Khaos Williams, man. Watch some of his fights before he got in the organization. It only took me about 22 minutes to do it. Not even 25 minutes. Yeah, odd number, 22 minutes. Took me 22 minutes to watch a few fights on him, and I was like, because I was thinking like, all right, should I go heavier? I got 1.5 units on him, so I'm like, should I go heavier? I was like, no, I'm gonna just sit back now. You know, I'm gonna just sit back with the play. But Khaos Williams is the play right here. But I'm trying to tell you guys right here, man, do not be surprised, man. Do not be surprised in this one. All right, that's just our take right here, man. I want to see what Boston Nick has to think on this fight, you know, stuff like that, you know, because it's a few fights left on the card, a few that, you know, I think is definitely worth mentioning. So we're going to go ahead and bring them in right now. Without that being said, man, coming back on the show, Boston Nick making his Loch Ness picks, man, Loch Ness monster picks with Boston Nick. How you doing out there, man?
Hooking and jabbing, sticking and moving. 14 hours, 13 hours. We'll be with Danny Boy and Brady, DFS by the numbers. Can't freaking wait. So I'm excited.
Yeah, man. Miami boys out there for the Titan event, right?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We got some press passes, going to get some interviews, some footage. We're putting it all on pub. Then we might be going back to a gym. I can't name the gym yet to party with some of the fighters. So
I'm liking it. I'm loving it. So
now,
real quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Go ahead.
He has fought in Zaleem, Diego Sanchez, Tristan Connolly, before that Danny Roberts, who is no longer with the company. And I like Danny Roberts. I met him at my last Titan FC fight, which is ironic.
Danny Roberts got cut?
Yeah, he's not with the UFC. I don't think, at least. If he is, he should be cut. UFC.
I didn't. Well,
he ain't part of that 60? Oh, my God.
No. Well, not that I know of yet. But you're right. He could be one, though. You're right. You're right. He could be one, though.
He should be in there. I like Danny Roberts. Hot chocolate. You know what I mean? And then before that, he beat, Dae Sung Kim in Road FC. You know what I mean? Exactly. Mm-hmm. Point blank. Khaos Williams going in there against his last 3 opponents. Like someone said, Razak Hassan. He's no bum. He can put your lights on anytime. Khaos brought it to him first. Alex Morono is no bum, as we just saw in his last fight. He was fighting Pettis. You know what I mean? I do think this fight right here, someone was mentioning Michel by knockout. You can get him at plus 280 by knockout, but you can also get Khaos Williams at plus 270 at knockout, or 265, one of the two. I got to remember. I can't remember. I don't mind playing both of those if you're going to try to look for some sort of advantage, not a hedge, but some, you know what I mean, somewhat of a hedge. You can play both guys by knockout and profit a half a unit or more.
Not a bad way to look at it.
But I got Michel winning that fight. Okay, I got Michel winning that fight, and guess what? Guess who's got a better reach by 5 inches or 4.5 inches?
Wait! You got Michel winning the fight?
No, I got Khaos Williams winning the fight. He's got a 5-inch reach advantage, and he's only an inch shorter. So, you know what I mean?
Okay, not a bad look. Not a bad look. Do you have it on the book right now on mybookie.ag or the books like that for like round 2 or round 3 to start? I just want to see what it's right now.
Right now, round 2 to start is minus 180. Okay, round 3 is plus money, plus 125. So that's not a horrible look either. Plus 125. I think these guys though are gonna go guns blazing in the first round because. Yeah, Michel, as you were saying, whatever you want to call him, Michael, freaking Pereira, whatever you want to call him.
Exactly.
He might have learned a little bit in his last fight, but Khaos, he's coming guns blazing. With a small cage, as Johnny Cardone mentioned just a couple minutes ago, they're going to be forced to fight. They're going to be forced to engage with each other. So I think someone's getting clipped, knocked out. I could see the one thing I don't like with the knockout product. If Pereira does clip Khaos, he's gonna snatch that neck up if Khaos goes for a takedown. So that's the only thing I'm worried about with the knockout prop with Michel.
See, and Michel as well. He's been knocked out before. If you look on his record, he's cutting that weight, a lot of weight as well. This guy's huge for 170 pounds. He's been knocked out by Dosko Todorovic recently in 2018. It wasn't that long ago. He's been knocked out a few times in his career, and it wouldn't surprise me if he does get hit with a big punch in the first 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 50 seconds, whatever it is. If Khaos is going to win, his best chances in that first round when he's fresh and he's got that pop on his right.
And then Lenny, if he doesn't get him out of there, he probably gasses out, right? And then Michel Pereira probably finishes him, late in the second, early third, or something like that. You know what I mean? So there's ways to look at it. I think there are going to be guns blazing in that first round.
Stylistically, this is probably the best matchup I think we have on the card.
Yep.
Man, speaking of that, I mean, good matchups on the card, man. Next taking place, man. We skipped to this one. This one actually is before the Khaos Williams fight. This is Marlon Moraes coming in, 23 wins, 7 losses, coming off of a loss, opening up at the minus slight favorite, minus 150 versus Rob Font, 17 wins, 14 losses, plus 125 on the books out there for the people, coming off of back-to-back 2 wins in the UFC right now. Marlon Moraes, last time we seen him, that was the loss to Corey Sandhagen, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, I mean, in that fight right there, he has a quick turnaround right now. I mean, and they didn't wait no time to book it. I think right after the loss or the knockout, he had a new fight announced from like within 3 weeks. A lot of people thought it was too early. I did. I was one of them.
He was doing well up until, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he was doing well up until. But, the story on Marlon Moraes, a lot of people think he gasses out, not just think, we see it. That's the difference. A lot of people say certain thing about fighters. You can see it in him. He slows down as the fight goes on. In the other corner, you got Rob Font, coming in. I think the reason why we haven't seen him, I think he takes some time off with surgery. I think he had to repair ACL or something like that he's dealing with. But on this one right here, I like the dog, man. I like Font. I like what he can do in there. He's training with those Boston Strong people, everything like that. So I got a little play on him, locked him up right before, I think, like 2 weeks ago when it came out at plus 135 on there. The line's been coming down a little bit on Marlon Moraes on here. Lenny, how you see this fight taking place? I will say this, though, man. This is going to be one of those to where it's either going to be, Marlon Moraes should shine against Rob Font. If he doesn't, man, it's going to be a bad look for Marlon Moraes, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think I like Marlon Moraes in this fight. I think he's got the sharper on the feet and on the ground. He's no like slouch either. On the ground, he's really good. He tapped out Rafael Sensao. But if you look at Rob Font's record, every time he's really took up a step up in competition. Against the Sensao, he lost. Against Pedro Munoz, he lost. Against John Lineker, he lost. Every time he seems to take up a step up in competition, he seems to kind of lose. Against Sergio Pettis and Ricky Samoin, they're guys who are just on the borderline of rankings. Sergio Pettis, he's off to Bellator now. Simon, I'm not too sure what he's doing. He got lost against Uriah Faber. A guy who's almost in his 40s. He just got a win over Ray Borg. But, I feel like Rob Font, every time he takes a step up in competition, he loses. And I think it's going to happen here again. I think Marlon Moraes takes this fight, and I think he takes it anyway he wants.
Got it. I like to hear that. So, Boston Nick, so you like any bets or any props or anything on this fight right here?
Yeah, I mean, I like Marlon Moraes straight. I like him by knockout as well. Now, this is not a 5-round fight, so we will not see him gas whatsoever. He's got 3 rounds. He'll be able to, you know what I mean? He's not, it's a small cage. Font's only path to victory here, in my opinion, has got to be by submission. I don't know how you're going to submit Marlon Moraes. You know what I mean? That's how Rob Font's been winning his fights, other than going, the distance, by winning by decision. So I don't know why the line is this low. It should be a lot wider. So I like Marlon Moraes big time here. He's one of my biggest plays straight. And I'm thinking about taking him by knockout at 335. You could take no distance as well at minus 105 too, which is a look.
Got it. So no distance at minus 105 on this one. 15 minutes on there. I would have to actually look at Rob Font and see, how many finishes he has on his career. Just so I can match it up with Marlon Moraes. We all know Moraes is definitely capable.
I like the Moraes fight, but plus 335 KO better because of obviously the juice we're getting there. Plus 335.
In 17 fights, Rob has 7 KOs.
7 KO, 17 fights. Okay. Yeah.
That's almost damn near half. That's like 40%.
Got it. See, so yeah, this is the one that I got to go against the people, man. I got to go with Rob Font right here until Marlon Moraes could actually go out there and, show me that he can fight for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and, look impressive and stuff. And I believe he switched camps, I want to say, within the year or something like that. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, usually when you switch camps, you see a different game plan. But I see the same Marlon Moraes, and that's a cardio issue right there,
Where's Marlon at now?
Well, I think the camp that he's with, he only been there for like a year and a half, I believe, right? Because he was with Frankie Edgar's camp.
He walked by me at American Top Team. I said, I gave him the old nod. He was kind of like rude a little bit, just give the nod as well, like, hey, what are you doing? He was just like this. That was just at the bare knuckle presser 4 or 5 months ago at American Top.
On Topology, it says he's at the Armory.
You know what? Topology, they've been giving us fights that aren't even on there the last couple of weeks. They've been really messing up bad. But I know for a fact that he was there 5 months ago at American Top Team. And I asked him, I have a video. I asked him about what before Frankie Edgar fought what's his name? Pedro Munoz.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I asked him who he thought he was going to win. He goes, I don't want to answer that question to both my friends and whatnot. He used to train with Frankie back in the day. And now he's at American Top Team where Pedro trains. So he was definitely there.
Oh yeah, no. I think he is, but I think he used to train with
He's probably you're right. He's probably cross training.
And so I mean, shit. Next fight, man. We only got 2 more left, man. Co-main event right now, man. José Aldo, 28 wins, 7 losses, opening up at a -145 favorite, taking on Marlon Chito Vera. Opening up plus 120 underdog, 18 wins, 6 losses, coming off a win. Coming off an impressive win against Sugar Sean O'Malley. Last time we seen José Aldo, shit, it was on the 3-fight losing streak right here. I mean, goddamn. I mean, is this going to make it 4 right here now? I don't know. And I don't think so, man. Come on now, man. José Aldo has what it takes to go 15 minutes with Marlon Vera right now. His last fight was against Peter Yan, the champ. If you ask me, like I said on my Twitter, José Aldo won the first 2 rounds of the fight on there, and then got demolished in the last 2 rounds, 3 rounds, whatever you want to call it. But everybody that José Aldo's been fighting right now is way on a different level than Marlon Chito Vera right here. So, I mean, Marlon Chito Vera, not that much of a dangerous fighter, in my opinion. He's not a one type of, KO striker. He's not just really going to shoot for the submission relentlessly and get you that way. José Aldo on the other way, though, I mean, he can look good for 10 minutes. We know that. He can look explosive and good for 10 minutes, So all he has to do is win 2 rounds in here. I think he's going to do what it has to take to get it done. The only thing that scares me is how he always just comes forward now. At his age, it seems like his hands are just always down here. Not just that, he even does it as like a game ploy to like, drop his hands and say, oh yeah, hit me. You're doing that because you're tired and you just don't hold your hands up no more, So as long as he doesn't do that, I like José Aldo right here, straight on here, -140. If he even brought back those leg kicks that we never seen, that's been missing, like on the back of the milk carton, man, I would feel even more confident right here. But to me, the pick and the play got to be Aldo right here. And if he can't win this fight, call it a wrap and just say, hey, Bellator, you got room for me over there, because 4 fights losing in the UFC, I don't care who you are. You can't be around for the 5th one.
He kind of brought back them WEC leg kicks in his last fight against Peter Yan and against Marlon Moraes, but he just didn't really use them effective as he did back in his day. I mean, if you come up against José Aldo 10 years ago, his leg kicks against Uriah Faber, oh my god, that image of Uriah Faber's foot will always remain in my head, of that little lump of, oh, it was looked like Mackenzie Dern. It was ridiculous, and just like, oh man, I just hope to see Aldo get back on track with a win, and if he can't beat Marlon Vera, I don't know where he goes from here.
Man, said it right? Like, exactly. Like, if you can't beat Marlon Vera, I don't know where you go from here. Because, like I said, it was him just versus Marlon Moraes, like, what, 2 or 3 fights ago, to where it was like he won the fight. And then after that fight took away a lot for Marlon Moraes. Because after that, not even took away, but just after that shed the light on Marlon Moraes. So it's like, man, you really don't got it when you go 15 minutes. And Jose Aldo went 15 minutes, and that was his debut at that weight class, So yeah, man, it's kind of like, it's not, I don't think that Aldo is all the way done. I think that he can beat a lot of people still in the UFC. It's just been his level of competition recently who he's been given, and like, this is one of those fights right there. He should definitely be able to win. Boss Nick, you got any props or any plays you like on there?
I mean, I like him straight. I like Aldo right here. I mean, I like him as much as I like Marlon Moraes. And I think that, as Lenny said, those leg kicks, I think he's gonna drop Marlon Vera with a body kick. I think he's going to land a devastating body kick. I think we're getting a little bit of Vera hype after beating. I bet Vera myself against O'Malley. I'm getting a little bit of Vera hype after beating O'Malley. You know what I mean? But I still think that Aldo would piece up O'Malley. You know what I mean? He's got skinny little legs just like myself. You know what I mean? And he'll get them kicked apart. Anybody knows now to kick O'Malley's legs apart. I think I never thought I would see Chito Vera and Aldo ever fight each other ever in my entire life, which is kind of weird. But I think Aldo actually runs the pipe on him. I think he beats him all 3 rounds, maybe even gets him out of there with a body kick, maybe even a head kick. So I'm going Marlon Moraes. I'm going Aldo here. I was going to take a knockout prop, but I think the value right now at -145 is good enough.
Got it. I like it. Yeah, see, so for me, what I did on this one, this is my second leg. I call it the legendary parlay. My first leg was Anthony Pettis, man. That was one leg. My second leg is this one right here, Jose Aldo. That's +150 on the books. If you put both those two fighters together, this is my legendary parlay, to where it's just like one of those, man. If Anthony Pettis can't beat Morono, it's going to be a bad day for Anthony Pettis fans like myself. If Jose Aldo can't beat Chito Vera, it's going to be a bad day. Same thing, even though I'm not a big Jose Aldo fan like that. So this is my 2-leg legendary parlay. Jose Aldo and Pettis. Look for him to get it done right here. That's +150 right now if you parlay them both on there. How you feel about that one, Boston Nick?
I don't mind it whatsoever. You know what I mean? I still think Morono has a chance to win that fight.
Are you on the other side of that? Yeah,
I'm staying totally away from betting either side of that fight. I think I have. I'm sorry. I'm on Pettis by decision. I apologize. I'm on Pettis by decision. Yep, plus 125 or something like that. But I would rather have Marlon Moraes in there than Pettis, I think. But who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, Nick Alexander said, man, he don't know, man. He said he had the mistake of already fading Chito. He don't want to make it again. You got just my 2 cents, and I don't like that quick turnaround for him, and his durability is starting to wear, but it's a step down in competition. Don't know yet. You got
huge step down.
B3 in it. Vera is underrated. I get it. No, Vera is underrated, and I think he actually won that fight with Yadong Song or whatever his name is, everything like that. Or else it was close. It should have been a draw. And then you got just my 2 cents again. O'Malley songs, Frankie. They're on really Aldo's level. Correct. I mean, and Aldo could show up. That's the thing. Aldo could show up for 10, maybe not 10. Aldo could show up for 8 minutes. I guarantee you. Aldo has enough cardio to look good for 8 minutes, man. So I give him 2 rounds, So I guarantee he can get the 2 rounds in there, though, man.
But second round prop.
I'm definitely taking it. I'm taking second round. I'm taking second round, third round, everything once my book comes out with that. Definitely third round, though. I'm taking third round because second round is going to be juiced a little bit, I believe. So real quick, man, we got one more fight on the card to wrap up the show. Seconds out. You know, it's been a good show tonight. You know, we went over all our bets and everything from last week that we cashed in on. So real quick, Lenny, mate, scroll through some of the names in the chat while we kick off this last fight, man.
Bloodthirsty MMA, been here from the start. So it was just my 2 cents. Thank you for joining us on here on Pub Sports Radio. Go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let us know that you're here. You show the support, guys. We got Nick Alexandra in the chat as well. We also got just scrolling up 2 secs. We've got DX Filler in the chat as well. Thank you for joining us. Best MMA show on the YouTube. Seconds out. There's no other place to be but here.
There you go, man. Well said. Couldn't say it better myself, man. And all the people out there, man, if you guys didn't hit that like button, please, man, just go ahead and hit that like button right now. You know how it goes on your Android or your computer. You could open up another screen, another tab right now and just hit that like button for us. Appreciate it. Lets us know, lets YouTube know that we're doing something right, man. Shout out to everybody out here just checking with us tonight. All right, so to kick off the last fight of the night, it's going to be a good one, too. I mean, think about it. It's the last UFC fight of 2020, and it has to happen. So I'm saying it now. This fight has to happen. If any fight gets pulled off the card, do not let it be this one, because this one right here is going to be a banger, man. I'm talking about Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, the karate boy himself, 15 wins, 4 losses, coming off of a win, opened up on the books at a -125 favorite. Right now, looks like money's coming in on Geoff Neal because Wonderboy Thompson's at plus money. Last time we see Wonderboy Thompson in the ring, I believe it was against Vicente Luque. Before that, it was against Anthony Showtime Pettis, his first time ever being knocked out, I believe, in the UFC. Talk a little bit about that fight. That fight scares me a little bit. If you got knocked out by Anthony Pettis on a Superman punch, you know, if your career might be going down, right? Not all the way, because then in that next fight, you looked awesome against Vicente Luque. For me, I had Luque in that fight. You know, I thought Luque was going to come out there and, you know, look good. He didn't. Wonderboy looked good. He looked like he was rejuvenated. He looked like he was re-aged. He looked like he did before he fought Woodley, you know, so he looked good, you know, against Vicente Luque in there. But older fighter in there, you know, what has he been doing in his camp? Is he really motivated? I think his title run pretty much ended a while back, you know, so I don't know right now, you know. On the other hand, he's ranked number 6 right now. In the other corner, hands of steel, Geoff Neal coming in 13 wins, 2 losses on a 4 or 5 fight winning streak. Last time we seen him in the ring, I actually forget, but I think it was against Mike Perry and he TK'd him. But on the books right now, he opened up at a plus 125 underdog. Now it's looking like he's the favorite on there. You guys a little spill on Geoff Neal right now. So, I mean, Geoff Neal, big fan of that guy. I remember a little bit before he got into the UFC when he made his debut on the Contender Series, just because he fought Kevin Holland and Kevin Holland beat him. And when Kevin Holland was fighting him, this is when Kevin Holland made like pretty much his name. He was in there just like beating him up, like talking to the crowd, like literally like having him up against the cage, like talking to people in the crowd and stuff. And I'm watching this guy and I'm like, man, this guy's a fucking fool, right? Because he was going to be fighting Curtis. So I was watching the tape on him, like, who's his opponent? And I was like, man, this guy's good. Damn. And he was like, yeah, the guy that he beats named Geoff Neal. He was the champion, this and that. It was in a whole different organization. So I knew about both these guys way before they came to the UFC and Contender Series. Made his Contender Series debut. Man, did he look good in there. Won in the first round in there. After that, got into the UFC, won with a rear naked choke over Brian Camozzi. That ain't the only thing. Got on to the next contender. Who was that? Frank Camacho, head kick, round 2. Won that way. Okay, that's 2 different ways in 2 different fights in the UFC. Third fight, Bilal. Remember the name, Muhammad. No joke, one of the best dark horses in the division, underrated welterweights in the division. Won. How'd he win? By decision. You know, that's 3 different wins, 3 different ways to win in the UFC. Next after that, Nico Price, ground and pound, round 2. Next after that, Mike Perry, head kick, round 1. Like, this guy is just impressive. He was supposed to fight Neil Magny. That fight got canceled. I remember I was happy that fight got canceled, man. I don't want to see none of them people get L's right now. So when he got the call up to fight Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, This was the perfect fight. You're ranked 12th. You needed a name. So many people been ducking this guy in the UFC. Literally, if you guys follow him on Instagram and Twitter and everybody, you guys would know. They just turned him down fight after fight. He called out everybody that was turning him down. So he finally has a fight to take place right now. I believe that Neal Magny fight got canceled because something happened to him with his health to where he had to get some type of surgery, emergency type of procedure. This is a guy, though, man. He's a grinder. He's the guy that you want with your money on. Listen to me, man. This guy, he still has his job as a server, as a host, as a restaurant server and shit. Like, he's one of those guys, like, mentality to where he's like, I'm not quitting unless I get $1 million from UFC. So until then, like, he's not set. So the play right here for me is Geoff Neal. Got him at plus 125. I feel confident. 2 units on it. It's going to be a great fight. 5 rounds to display on there. Give me Geoff Neal. That's my spill on the last fight of the year.
I agree. I think Geoff Neal takes this fight. He's looking impressive as of late. You said there, you put it perfectly. He has knocked out Mike Pereira, then knocked out Nico Price. Beat Bilal Muhammad. He's looking really good. And that crazy, devastating head kick against Frank Camacho. That was vicious, that was. But yeah, I don't think there's a finish in this fight. I don't think Geoff Neal is going to finish him. I think it's going to go to the 5 rounds, and I think Geoff Neal is going to edge it out on the feet and take him all the way to the 5.
Got it. So real quick, Boston Nick. So if he goes 5 rounds, and if Geoff Neal wins by decision, I know you'll probably have a odd or a prop for that. But how do you see this fight taking out props plays, and you got anything for him?
I mean, Geoff Neal early or Thompson on points late. That's how I would think. I mean, fight to go doesn't go the distance is minus 155, slightly favored at that, right? So a Neal by decision. This is what the books think right now. Neal by decision is that's crazy. Right now, it's not even saying it actually. Are they not giving? Oh, there it is. Now they're giving me, Neal by decision plus 323. So they don't think. I mean, the books right now aren't thinking that he's going to win by decision. They wouldn't give you over plus 300 odds. And right now, Thompson by decision is also plus 35. 10 cents apart. That's 12 cents apart. So that's kind of weird to me. You know what I mean? So they're thinking that both these guys might finish the fight.
I think it might. I think it's going to be a decision, in my opinion. I think obviously Geoff Neal has got that power on his feet. He knocked out Mike Pereira with that head kick and followed up with that barrage of punches. Knocked out Nico Price with that beautiful upper. I think it was an uppercut or something like that. And then, but like Stephen Thompson, the only time he's been knocked out was against Anthony Pettis, and that was like a flash Superman punch off the cage. But other than that, he hasn't really. I think that was the first time he ever been knocked out in his or like combat career. I think he never been knocked out in karate either.
Correct.
And I think he's got a really good chin on him. If he gets the knockdown, he comes back up. Against Till, he got knocked down, came back up. Against Tyron Woodley, he got knocked down, came back up. I do think there'll be a knockdown, but I think he'll come back up, and then Geoff Neal will just take it to the 5.
It's a short. It's that small cage. That's the one thing I'm worried about with Thompson circling you so much. He's not going to have that real estate.
Especially with that karate stance, you know how they like it. They like them wide feet, that big stance. He hasn't got a lot of, as you said there, with that small cage, he's got a short of room to, kind of bounce around, circle around the cage. That could play a factor. That was a good point.
Yeah. I don't have a prop for this one. One fight that you guys went over earlier, the first fight, Flick and Durden. I mean, I like Durden by KO at plus 350. I really do. I mean, that's a great line at plus 350. I had him last week when they're supposed to fight. It was 2 weeks ago, whenever they were supposed to fight. But I do think Durden gets him out of there. Inside the distance is plus 260, I believe. So if you take Durden inside the distance, but I don't think he submits Flick, because Flick is a submission artist. So if anything, he gets him out of there by KO at plus 350. It's one of my props I'm taking.
Pretty nice. Boston Nick likes it. I love it. Durden by KO plus 350. Not bad at all.
And one more. Delcha and Baby K, you can get them both by knockout. Plus 350 at plus 235. I don't see that fight going the distance. I see one of those guys winning by knockout. So I might sprinkle a half unit or 3/4 of a unit on each one of those.
Nice. Not a bad look either. as we do the little Instagram scroll, see what Wonderboy Thompson's on. You know, first 2 videos, you know, look like he's in the gym, you know, training and everything like that, doing some things with some wrenches and stuff, you know. But let's see. Okay. Yeah, I've
Ooh.
seen this video. So he ended up kicking like a random guy, and then he shows him the bruise or some shit. Like, why would you do that? And then he kicks him again. Like, watch this.
All right. How much would it take you to take one of them Thompson?
So, from Thompson, shit.
Oh, look at his leg. That's vicious.
Man, that would be vicious. I don't know, man. That would be money. I would have to ask like my insurance people and shit. Like, man, like how much? I remember. So like at my gym, I had a thing to where my trainer, like, he would wrap my hands, and then after he asked him to wrap my hands, I think the second time, he was like, man, if you ask me to do it one more time, like, you need to let me kick you one time. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm cool. He looked at everybody in the gym, and I guess they knew that was the trick. And I guess like everybody had it done, but never got to that, though.
Sorry, Millz, real quick. Who was this dumbass taking these kicks?
Right? Like, I don't know. It was I remember seeing it though, but yeah, I just thought
it hurt me. Sorry.
Yeah, I just thought I'd share it.
Oof. Damn. I know. I'm saying he must have got paid money for that.
Let's see this. See, I mean, Wonder Boy's great, man. Like, I'm a fan of him, man. I'm a big fan, man. When he pieced up Masvidal, looked great and everything like that. But coming at this stage of your career, I don't think so, man. Give me Neal here all day, man. All day. Geoff Neal's the play for me, man. So yeah, man. That's the last show right there. That's the last fight of the card right there. You know, fight of the night's gonna probably be on there. So real quick, I'm gonna go over a few plays that I like on the prelims, and you know, go over a few on the main card. Real quick on the prelim, I think my play that I liked was Anthony Pettis in my main leg in my parlay. Then I like Durden too as underdog money on there. Then I like Sarge Eubanks at -160. So those are my 3 that I pretty much like on the prelims right there. Lenny, who's your 2 most confident fighters to win on the prelims?
I'm going to go on the prelims, and I'm going to go with Antonio Arroyo. I think he really puts on a clinic against Duran Winn. And for the second one, Tafu, I think he goes in there and knocks him out. So I'm going to go with Tafu and Antonio Arroyo.
Thank you for bringing that up, man. See, I didn't even look at the prelims. I was just going offhand. Yeah, that's definitely the biggest play I got on there is Arroyo, though. But, yeah, definitely. So, real quick, Arroyo hopped up. Knew he would. Took him at -140. He's at a -165 right now. So, just on you, Lenny, if you parlay those 2 right now, Arroyo and Tafon, you can get +108. So, there you go. Right there. That's the MMA Unhinged parlay right there. Arroyo and Tafon, +108. Boston Nick, you like anything on the prelims?
Yeah, Durden and Arroyo as well.
Like Durden and Arroyo.
Yeah.
Got it.
Bilal, I would have been, but
oh yeah, Bilal would have been the lock, man. Bilal would have been the lock. And then on the main card, so on the main card, I got my legendary parlay. I got Pettis, and then I got José Aldo, and that's +158. Those are my main. That's my main legendary parlay. I got Khaos Williams at +125. I got Geoff Neal at +125 on there. Beat those line movements on there, and I got Marcin Tybura right now at a +105 on there. Those are my 3 plays on the main card, and that's my legendary parlay. What about you, Lenny, mate? Main 2 confident picks on the parlay on the main card.
On the main card, 2 main picks. I think I'm going to go with Marlon Moraes, and I'm going to go Marlon Moraes and José Aldo.
Nice. Marlon Moraes and José Aldo. So if you parlay those 2 right there, see, that would have been like the other leg in my legendary parlay. But Marlon Moraes, he ain't legendary yet, man. He still got to show me, mate. But if you parlay him, you can get +174. That's a good leg right there, man. I like that parlay, the MMA Unhinged parlay. José Aldo and Marlon Moraes +174. Boston, look, what you like on the main card?
Lenny called it. Moraes and Aldo.
Ooh, nice. See,
and I will be parlaying this.
I like it. So that's +174 right now. So yeah, I like those legs. I can't say I don't, even though I like Rob Font, you know, on there, just because I'm kind of fading Moraes a little bit for recency bias and stuff. But But yeah, I can't say I'm
Wait.
mad, man.
On my bookie, right? AG can like overseas bet on that? So because
Yep.
I'm from England,
100%.
can I sign up and bet on that?
100%.
All right. Tomorrow I'll sign myself up and I'll put them bets on.
There we go.
There you go. Got it. Official, man. He's locking in the parlays now. He's like, man, I'm trying to get paid off of him, man. Hey, but yeah, we appreciate everybody out there rocking with us on this Wednesday right here. Seconds out. Don't worry about them other shows. Pub Sports Radio, we're the best out. MMA Locker Room right here. MMA Unhinged right there. Boston Nick to the right of me. It's been a wonderful, wonderful show. For all you guys that's catching it not live, if you're catching this later on, go ahead, hit that like, hit that comment, hit that share button. Let us know what you guys like because, hey, we've been cashing in. Until now, until then, tell a friend to tell a friend. Seconds out. We're out.
Peace.